Starting. All right, we are live. Welcome to the High Council. My name is Ethan Van Sciver of Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and this is where the biggest Star Wars fans get together and chat about what's going on in the world of Star Wars on the internet. And I'm going to pull this up real quick and on my own, one of my iPads here. And I want to introduce you to my guests tonight. We've got, of course, world-class bullshitters. That's Jeff over there.
Hello, everyone.
He's our second in command, first in command. I'm second in command, I think. You've got seniority, but tonight we're broadcasting on my channel again for the second time. How come we can't get your channel going?
Oh, mine? I got some weird copyright strike for that Rose Tico video.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, because of the 2001 Space Odyssey music, which I was like, it's only 30 seconds. I thought it was, fair use and parody. Nope, but whatever. YouTube is screwed. I also got demonetized before my video went live for that Freddie Prinze Jr. video, so I had to deal with that. So fuck YouTube right now.
Oh, man. All right, well, I want to also introduce the chat to Dylan. He's the real comic book gamer. And
hello, everyone.
How long have you been YouTubing?
For a while. I'd say I didn't really take it seriously till 2014. I've been doing it since I think 2012. I don't know. Just random videos every now and then. Then 2014 was when I started actually posting more consistently.
Cool, man. Cool. Everyone's saying hi to you in the chat. And Evla Renaissance is saying fuck YouTube always. And
oh, she's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they're catching on. I just got a couple of strikes for using hello by NWA. So I'm going to have to stop using it. It's only 9 seconds of it. And you think, well, I can get away with it if I slather it over with applause and stuff.
Yeah, you got to use every trick in the book to not get recognized. Whenever I use clips of Star Wars or something in my videos, I have to flip it so it's mirrored, make it black and white, make it a different size. So that way, it doesn't get recognized, because otherwise YouTube will get you immediately.
Is that what you do, really?
Yes. You do a million different things until it works. It sucks, but that's what you got to do.
Yeah, that's what Razor Fist told me to do. So I've been doing some of those in other videos.
Yeah.
Like what? Just to change everything and
I'll mirror stuff and change the aspect ratio, alter the pitch and sound. I really don't do a lot of that for the YouTube. A lot of the stuff on Patreon, though, has a lot more other media put into it. So, on our after-hour show, we use real music and stuff like that.
Well, here's what I wanted to tell you guys. I got into a thing this week on my channel, and it kind of blew up a little bit. There's a website. By the way, I don't know if you guys are aware of all the garbage tier Star Wars websites on the internet. I'm making a list of them. I mean, but part of the mission statement of my YouTube channel is to make a list, identify these garbage tier Star Wars websites, and actually point them out for ridicule. And I have quite a list. I really believe, I don't know if you guys think this, I really think all of them are either being paid by Disney, which, hey, Disney, you want to shut me up?
I wouldn't doubt that. Did you hear about what happened when Thor Ragnarok came out with Disney and critics?
What happened?
Where if critics gave it a bad review, they weren't going to get invited to advanced screenings next time?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, because that's how bad Disney is. So if you give an honest review of their movies, they'll be like, yeah, well, you didn't like it. You don't have to come early to the next one. You can go see it with everyone else. You don't get an advanced screening.
Just to see a movie a little bit early. I mean, that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you want to put me on the payroll, I'll shill for Disney. Why not? I'll be like, oh yeah, everything's great. Suddenly my channel will be like, well, I'm already like a Rose Tico fan. I'm already a big Rose Tico.
The biggest.
Evidently.
Yeah, they're writing articles about you, man.
I know. It's crazy. And there are a couple of guys at movieweb.com that have I don't know if they have a bee in their bonnet about me or what, but they legit, they actually are writing articles about what I'm saying. And in a couple of instances, I think it's because they know I'm right about things. Dylan, I said that this new character, Emphas Nest, is Han Solo's mother.
Oh, okay. That the sort of Kylo Ren looking lady in the new Solo movie. Is that the name of that character? I don't remember the name, but the one that sort of has a Kylo Ren looking helmet.
Yeah, kinda. Like she looks like Princess Leia, kind of when Princess Leia went to rescue Han Solo at Jabba's palace.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
it's the same kind of thing. I mean, all they do is kind of repeat themselves. Okay, couple questions in the chat. Where's Cecil and Nurkish? Nurkish just told me he couldn't make it. Cecil is invited, believe it
He's
or
dead.
not.
He's dead. I just got word that he died.
Oh,
So
good.
I'm
Okay,
so sorry, folks. Cecil is dead. He can't be C-3PO. A moment of silence for Cecil.
he will be missed? Question mark at the end.
Yeah, thank you for the question mark.
Yeah. So, anyway, a couple of these websites are after me, but the weird thing about it is there's this whole other like website that I just discovered. I got all of these fans, like all of my subscribers, sending me all these messages saying, "Dude, Ethan, you got to take a look at this, and you've got to say something about this." Now, I stand for freedom and justice. I absolutely do. I stand for justice in all things. And I got this link to a website called Dork Side of the Force. Have you seen it? Have you been there?
Never heard of that.
I try to avoid shit like that because those people are the worst.
You know what it is? I think the difference between my channel and your channel, Jeff, is that my channel's whole kind of aim and goal is to criticize the media, whereas you are criticizing well, no, you're kind of criticizing the media too, but it's more like the toys and what would you say the kind of overall gist or aim of your channel is?
Well, I just always call us an entertainment podcast, but we'll say stuff that other entertainment channels won't say. And there's a lot of nuggets of truth hidden behind jokes and stuff like that. So I got somebody I'm dealing with on Twitter that's trying to say, oh, you're this, that, and the other. But if they actually would watch the content, they'd see we're a lot deeper than that. So I guess the difference between you and or between us, is maybe, I don't know, you're a little more lighthearted, and I just kind of I rail at people. Like I don't like when I kicked over Rose Tico, that was like my homage to you. But in real life, I would just rather throw him out a window or something.
How weird! Like everything I do is an homage to you, so it's pretty funny. Like I consider you way funnier and way lighter than me. I mean, by a long shot. But yeah. So I got all these messages, and I don't want to use. I mean, I'm a new channel. I just passed 30,000, Dylan. I just passed 30,000, so I'm small time, but I'm getting there. And I don't want to use my power for evil. I want to use it for good. There's this guy on this channel, Dork Side of the Force, and he wrote this article pointing out one specific like high school kid who had made a video. I mean, this kid was like super good looking and fit. You could tell he's like captain of the football team and everything like that. And part of me, like, okay, so let me just explain the video. Like, it's a beautifully produced video where he sits down on the bleachers, and there's music playing in the background from what is it? Is it Metal Gear Solid? I think, is that what it is? I'm not a gamer. It's the what are we here for, to suffer? That whole thing.
I don't know. I'd have to see it.
What is that meme from? Anyway, a lot of people are going to say what it is in the chat in a few. But anyway, he sits down and goes, I hate to say this, and I never thought I'd say this before, but like, I'm going to boycott Solo. And then, he goes off and he starts talking about what we talk about, what's going on with Star Wars. And this guy wrote a whole big article denouncing this kid. Like, he used the website to just go after this one kid. He said, this little crybaby, he just wanted to do this look at me thing, this look at me video. And hey, congratulations, we're looking at you now. And this poor kid felt bullied, so it's like, I decided, well, I'm going to do a video taking apart this guy's article. And then I just got notification today. The video was a big success, by the way. And the kid sent me a thank you and everything. And I just got word today that he posted another video or another article that says Star Wars fandom engages in full-scale civil war thanks to Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Guys,
it's funny that you bring this up, though, because let's look at it like this for a quick second. Both Lucasfilm and Marvel are owned by Disney. Avengers: Infinity War is the belle of the ball. Everyone's happy with that movie. It's crossing all kinds of sales records. People are pumped about the next one. Speculation's running rampant. Star Wars, people are just ready for that shit to die. You'd think it would be the other way around because Star Wars has had 40 years of life, but I think it's because, and this is coming up in my next video, Star Wars is the only media franchise where the media will shit on any dissenting opinion, no matter how well thought it is out. Everyone is a racist or a bigot or a loser or a white crybaby if they hate the Last Jedi. Like there's like a stock set of things that they use on these people, and I just say fuck them all. Like, don't worry about, like, if you hate the movie, and if some dickhead on Twitter is going to call you out for it, then they just, you got to deal with it and you got to act accordingly. And this is really lame that some grown man would attack a kid for not liking a film.
That's what I think's funny though, is because most of the crowd that didn't like The Last Jedi or The Force Awakens loved Rogue One. I really liked Rogue One, and that Rogue One is the most diverse out of all the Star Wars movies. So the whole like you're a racist or a bigot or whatever for not liking The Last Jedi or The Force Awakens doesn't hold up because Rogue One is more diverse than those movies. Yet so it just completely destroys that argument.
Yeah, and also no one ever criticizes these films for being too diverse. People criticize them because they're bad movies.
Yeah.
The old Star Wars movies had diversity and different roles for women that weren't in other movies. Like, yeah, maybe on Star Trek they had Uhura on the bridge, but Uhura wasn't out fighting the Klingons and also their shit. Princess Leia was out shooting stormtroopers. She couldn't fly a ship. But see, that's the problem with this modern Star Wars. Like, you can't have people be a part of a whole. Like Han, Luke, and Leia all complement each other. Rey has to do everything. Finn, it can't do anything. It just, you basically take these other characters down a peg to build up the weakest one because she just happens to be a woman.
Yep, that's how it goes. It's what I got a lot of flack for when The Force Awakens came out, because now you have a lot more people that are criticizing The Force Awakens, but when it first came out, I was one of the few people that was like openly criticizing it because I felt it relied too much on nostalgia, and as a movie, it just completely failed and just did everything A New Hope did, but with worse characters. And I talked about how Rey was just completely overpowered, and then Finn was kind of Black Jar Jar because he was just there to just be bad at everything. That was his whole point. I was like, look at how he doesn't know what a screwdriver is. Isn't he an idiot? Now look at how awesome Rey is. She's better than everyone at everything.
The black dude's a janitor. Like, that's the fucking joke.
Yeah.
Haha. Fuck you, J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, I don't know. I found Rey to be, and I continue to find Rey completely uninteresting and flat and dull and stupid. I couldn't care less. I don't know why they can't create characters anymore. And by the way, there's a new one coming. They just announced it, I think, yesterday. What is this character's new name? I just did a video about her. She's named after corn syrup.
Oh, Caro or Caro?
Caro. What? Caro. What?
Look, you have the lamest Star Wars characters in history. Why not let's name them after food and ruin it even further? I mean, you already have Star Wars branded lettuce. This is like a double crossover. Caro and then Caro syrup. They'll be selling it in Kroger just before you know it. So I think it's great.
It's like we've got Rey, and we need another woman, another strong, empowered woman to have adventures with Rey. And that's the whole thing. It's like how strange is it that like it's been turned on its head that way? I mean, it used to be when you made movies in Hollywood, you had a male lead and a female lead, and there was kind of a romance there. And then maybe there was a triangle at some point, but I mean, it was always male, female lead. And now it's like, hey, we've got a female lead who is completely uninteresting. Let's try to accentuate her with another like female lead.
These movies don't work though. Sorry, I thought there was a car crash outside my house. That's why I stopped for a moment. The dynamic doesn't work. It doesn't work in America. It doesn't work around the world. The only reason Star Wars continues to do what it does is because 40 years of name recognition. But Lucasfilm is, trying their best to ruin 40 years of progress in 3 years since The Last Jedi or The Force Awakens came out. So think of all the goodwill they've killed.
Oh, guys, Jeremy's just in. All right, so Unsleeved Media, welcome to the chat. This is the High Council. Those of you who are listening, Jeremy's the man.
Can confirm that I am the man on both Unsleeved Media, but of course the quartering as well, where I'm more woke. Definitely more woke on the quartering. I'm blasting ass on there, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, you are phenomenal. You are one of the greatest YouTubers alive right now.
This is holy shit. Okay, all right. I told you to ham it up for me, but like this is kind of uncomfortable.
I don't mind doing so. It's nice to have you here. All right, so we're complaining about Star Wars stuff. We're complaining a little bit about what's going on with the women's. We respect women. Does anybody here not respect the women?
We all respect women.
No, I don't.
Except for Kathleen Kennedy. No one respects her.
She's not even a woman at this point. She's like a robot on a fucking killing mission to ruin Star Wars.
That's one thing. Like you were comparing the MCU and Lucasfilm earlier. I think that's a huge difference you see between Kevin Feige and Kathleen Kennedy, and where they're steering these ships and who's being way more successful with what they're doing.
Yeah, because Kevin Feige's a fan of what he's doing. Kathleen Kennedy's just pissed for all the years she had to work under George Lucas.
Yep.
You know what?
And if the shoe was on the other foot, I'd be happy. Sorry.
No, I was to say, like, it's funny, like how Lucas kind of watered shit down, and then now we get post Lucas, and you're like, whoa, this is way worse.
On the bright side, these movies make you enjoy the prequels a lot more.
Yep.
I didn't need that though. I didn't need that.
No one did, but you got it.
I bought a Qui-Gon Jinn action figure out of respect, so
well,
I hated that movie when it came out.
EVS, I appreciate how much money you waste on garbage for the people.
Yeah,
that's like a legit, if anyone wanted to fire up those super chats for EVS, it's so he could buy more SJW action.
They don't want to do that. Like, that's the opposite of what they want to do, though, Jeremy. Like, they yell at me. Not a day goes by that people don't say to me, like, my entire commentary section is, your videos, your toy reviews are hilarious. Why do you keep giving Disney money? And I'm like, to make you laugh.
No, dude, I know. Yeah, that's a prop. If you what you need to do is get 800% woke like me and not open the shit and then just return it. Because that way it's a win-win. You get the prop for the video, and then you don't have to open that garbage and give them money and then take it back to KB Toys or wherever the hell
Ethan, what you got to do, here's the ultimate counter. Disney got their money because Hasbro pays a licensing fee. So whatever store you bought it from is the one that made the money. Disney and Star Wars don't see any more money. They've been paid. So if you got to the
flat
store,
rate. Well, it's a flat rate, but they probably get a small percentage of sales too, I'm guessing. Holy shit, John Malin.
They pay $200 million for the licensing, so I don't know. I'm sure there is a percentage base, but still. And by the way, Ethan, your little video that you made, Hasbro Death of Ray action figure 2-pack, how much did you pay for that, Ray?
This is Ethan.
Yeah, I think it was, I don't even want to say. I hope it wasn't $29.
I'll just tell you, I got the exact same thing in front of me. I paid $1.25 for it.
What the Are you serious?
I have a stack of Rose Tico figures that were $1 each.
Yeah, they'll all be at a dollar store in the next 12 months. That's a fact.
No, they were $1 at Kroger 18 days after the movie came out.
So you bought them at when you bought a head of lettuce.
Yeah, that had Star Wars on it.
Right. Oh my God, dude, my wife did buy me Star Wars fucking lettuce, and she thought I'd be like, this is cool. I'm like, this is an abomination. Throw it out.
Is it BB-8 on the lettuce?
Yes, it is.
Of course it is. It should be Ryan Johnson's round head. Like his head, perfect circle that should be on the lettuce. No, listen, but the thing about opening the toys is this. The whole point is to treat them with total and utter disrespect. Like, I can't keep them in the package, return them, and then still get the same effect in my video.
Why aren't you doing something epic at the end? Like pouring some sort of low-level acid on them or blowing them up or trying to flush them down the toilet. I feel like you need to take the shit to the next level.
Well, it just seems pointlessly like destructive. Like, why would I waste that much energy? What I do is I just slam it in my garbage can as hard as I can at the end of all my videos.
But that's a lot of energy too, man. I've seen you lumbering around. Like, that's a lot for you to get up and move to your garbage can.
And you should talk. Star All Thank you for the super chat. Hi, EVS and crew. Question to the High Council: do you guys claim the Star Wars toys on your tax returns? Figure it might count as a business expense. Yes, of course, and it is a business expense. It is the cost of doing business. So all this stuff ends up being free in the long term because and plus the videos kind of cover it. I think just barely. The videos just barely cover what I spend on the toys. But I mean, I just did the best video ever. I bought a Snoke toy, and the Snoke toy. I'm editing this video right now. This is gonna kill him. The Snoke toy has a robe, and he's naked underneath the robe. So I did a slow-mo Snoke striptease of the action figure with like porno music behind it.
That's gonna get demonetized.
Now, EVS. Here's what I want. Here's the new. Let me get you woke. You need to be doing some IRL streams of you Ethan Van Scriver going into the local toy store and buying this garbage. Like, I feel like I need to see this. I need to see you, EVS,
Yeah.
purchasing literal garbage.
At Walmart at 4 a.m. I mean, that's kind of when it happens. Jorbaz 150, thanks for the $5. The difference between the prequels and the new movies is that the prequels at least represent one man's vision as opposed to political activism. Oh, and it's one man's vision rather than one woman puppeteering other men's visions.
By the way, there's 600 people watching. Can we get can a brother get 200 likes on this video? Like,
yo, everybody click that thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't want to be a shill, but I am. This is kind of what I do, but
I'll make a video about you next month.
I accept it.
People keep asking me every week, make a shill video. Well, I make one, nobody watched it, so not making one on fucking Mundane Matt.
Oh no, I'm gonna make one on Mundane Matt on Thursday. It's pretty savage. Yeah, I mean,
let me subscribe to your channel right now.
I offered Mundane Matt literally by myself $1,000 to go on the Kumite. I went in there. I said, I heard they want to give you $1,400. I'll give you another $1,000. Let's make it $2,400. You were only asking for $2. Get your ass in there. And he gave me the whole nope. I'm not interested.
Here's the thing about Matt. I like him as a guy generally.
Yeah.
Where he crossed the line and where I want to make a video about him is when he fucking copyright strikes other YouTubers. Like, as a YouTuber, you don't do that. I don't care if they rip your content at all. Like, you just don't. And like him copyright striking other people is cringy. And it's time for a Monday Matt video.
Did he make one? Did he do it because they put a clip of him in the video?
I mean, to be honest, it was like Cognitive Thought basically just straight re-uploaded a video of him and Medicare talking. So by definition, it really was not transformative. But at the same time, like, you just brush that off as a YouTuber. You don't fucking copyright strike. That's for Rose Tico to do.
Yo, it's for community. There's got to be a sense of community about
it. Yeah, like, okay, sure, it wasn't fair use, but at the same time, like, dude, you know what that does to another creator. The biggest part is it takes away their ability to live stream for 90 days, which hurts their earning potential. Like, you just don't do that shit. It's just an unwritten rule. I've never, ever, ever, I've been YouTubing for 10 years. I've never submitted a strike ever. Like, and I've had people literally just ripping my whole video and re-uploading it. Like, you just don't do it.
No, you don't do it. Boofire191, thanks for the $5. If you're doing that shit at 4 a.m., you have to record it. You want to see me at 4 a.m. in Walmart? By the way, there is a video like that, and I played Akon's an Akon song while I bought all those roast Ticos at 4 a.m. You can go watch.
Look at Let's Watch. Good for you. Look at Let's Watch this big swinging dick flying.
A normal human being.
Yo, thank you for the $20. Let's watch. I actually like The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, but I know you got. He's all caps with us. I know you guys.
No, Ethan, stop right now. You have to yell the whole thing.
I can't
treat him like he's Cecil.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, Cecil, I yell at like not on the. I try to give Cecil room to breathe here, but I will have you guys know Cecil. And if he's here now, I did ream Cecil for last week. I know you guys are grateful for that because everyone in the chat hated Cecil. That is your opinion. And
I'll get you EVS. Hold on. Here we go. I actually like The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, but I know you guys didn't, and that's great. That's your opinion. You know why? Because I'm a normal person. Missing a comma. Who knows that people have different opinions than him? And put that in parentheses. I think he's referring to Jesus with the capital him.
Thank you, Les Watch. I appreciate that. And thank you, Jeremy, for that beautiful reading. I couldn't have done that. I'm a good dramatic reader. But yeah, I mean, so the whole thing is, I mean, with Mundane Matt is that I think that you got to have a sense of humor. That's about yourself to some degree, right? And if people are busting your balls, the one way to make sure that it continues is to start handing out those strikes. What's your video going to be about?
It's going to be about, a career YouTuber fucking with other YouTubers in general. It's not going to be about, look, as I understand loyalty. I'm as somebody who is probably like loyal to a fault. Like I still stand behind Andy. I've got a video come out. Andy did nothing wrong. I will be loyal to the end. And so I understand Matt being loyal to Kilroy. And I respect that, even if he's wrong. Or in my opinion, he's wrong. But when you start striking other YouTubers he's basically being salty. Like when you start doing that, then I have a problem with that because YouTubers like live streaming is a very important thing. And when you get that first strike, people are fucking with you're done 90 days. You can't live stream. And most people earn more on super chats than they do in a month of ad revenue. That's just the way YouTube has gone. So when you do that shit, that tells me you've completely sold out.
I can't wait to watch your video. Emery Calamy, thank you for the $2. Ethan used super chats for a Java sail barge. Can't do it because, as Dylan well knows, can't get it anymore. You had to pre-order it. What I wanted, which I will not purchase, because it's $900, is the Jabba the Hutt. What is it? Is it Hot Toys Jabba the Hutt?
Oh,
Here's what you do. Here's what you do, Ethan. You send me your next fucking box of random comic shit. Now I will pay. I will buy you a $900 figurine,
dude. It won't even add up. It won't add up. Will it? I don't know. I never look at the prices on those boxes, but yeah, I don't think it would add up.
Well, no, I would never sell it. I would just do a video and I would say that I pummeled a comics pro and stole his toys.
No, that's a good video.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, those videos I can't believe more people don't watch because it's actually super interesting to me. When you get your swag kits, basically one of everything. That's like the jizz stuff.
Yeah, but it's just the same as just looking at what DC's putting out. I mean, you could. I don't know. I don't think people find it that interesting. I will tell you this.
The views don't agree with me.
No, I know. Video games and Star Wars are way bigger than comics right now.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I love that you've made a secondary source of income just roasting Star Wars. Like this is. Can we talk about? Is it too? I don't want. I always try to be cognizant of putting EBS in a weird spot, but I can just put my opinion out there.
Go ahead.
Can somebody inform me who this Tim Doyle guy is and why?
Oh, Timmy.
I want to do a video to defend your boy Zach.
Okay. Yeah. Tim Doyle.
Why does this guy have any clout? Doesn't seem like he's done anything.
Oh, okay. Well, he hasn't. But Tim Doyle's a kind of former fat boy who you can tell
baby bones.
I don't know about former.
Yeah, so he's been bullied most of his life. You can tell he lives in Austin, Texas. So he's got a chip on his shoulder because he's a far left winger in that one little peninsula of liberal Texas.
Yeah, Austin's it, right? They're like in the.
I'm in super blue New Jersey. Yeah. So I understand it, but I mean it's just like so he's got a big chip on his shoulder. And because he was bullied, he's a bully. And he's a big bully who it's like, well, what are you going to do exactly to Tim when he wants to kind of mount these sort of whisper campaigns, these slander campaigns against him? What are you going to sue him?
I tried to tell him. I tried to tell Zach to not be so cringy with the fucking lawsuit and calling the cops and shit. He didn't listen. But yeah. I mean, I understand. I don't have kids, so I guess I will acquiesce to, trying to understand that. But like at the same time, like I told, I mean, if he's listening, he knows. I told him to his literally in DMs that it was cringy that he called the cops. But that's like what they do,
That's what everybody wants you to do.
That's what I told him. I told him crabs in a bucket, man. They want to pull you down. They want to distract you. Just keep roasting them and keep moving on.
That's correct. So yeah, I mean, Tim's basically, here's the thing, like Tim owns his own little print business where Tim's whole scam is that he prints up these,
Is he Nakatomi Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay,
baby bones Tim. He found a dead baby buried in his garden and he called the cops.
Just chicken bones.
My video is titled Tim parentheses baby bones uh is the ultimate soy aficionado. I think that's what I'm going to title it.
At least he finally learned his lesson about the whole popsicle AVI he had on Twitter.
You know,
That
he
was-
deleted all his tweets too, like a total cuck. He deleted all of his tweets on DNC, and like that just means I get to
History, it's
roast
all
him even more.
garbage artwork. Yeah, it's like, oh, I got this shit again. I'm not falling for this again. I know I wanted the stout print. Who got the stout print? Nobody got the stout print. We just get this Tim Doyle garbage. And, you know, over and over again, and that's his scam. You know, that's his scam. And eventually he raised enough money from that to start licensing Bernie Wrightson and, you know, other guys doing prints in his little print shop. So he's got an independent, like he thinks that the fact that he is self-employed, that he's untouchable.
Well, if he's fine making $26,500 a year, okay, fine. But like the do you see the video? Oh, I want to actually a bigger topic I want to ask you guys about. Sorry, I'm kind of drunk. But what I wanted to ask you guys about, what is everyone's take on this fucking Evil Dead Kickstarter? What's going on with that?
Well, that's
What
hilarious.
is going on with it?
Yeah, I haven't heard about that.
Okay, so
Ethan, yeah, run it.
I'll just tell you, all of our enemies, me and Zach both share the same batch of enemies, mostly comics, but all of our enemies are like criminals or clowns. I don't know what it is. They're just like Tim Doyle is hilarious. I mean, he's ridiculous, and he, you know, but he's over here, and then there's Sean Burry, who started the cringiest. What? It's not a GoFundMe. What is that? Where you start a campaign to get people to sign to get some sort of.
What is that? I know what you're talking about.
It's
Are you
like,
talking about the-
Change.org position?
yeah, change.org. He started a change.org petition, this guy, to get me and like you know, because me and Diversity in Comics, we are quote unquote alt-right Nazis.
Clearly. Yeah. I actually got that tattoo.
Oh, did you got alt-right Nazi?
No, Ethan Van Scrier is an alt-right Nazi. It's kind of cluttered, but it's on there and it's inside of a heart.
Well, everybody has it, so
Yeah.
But yeah, so he started this thing, and it was so, like 3 people signed it, and then we started signing it, and I signed it underneath Adolf Hitler, like, and just a bunch of people signed it to get me and you know, Zach thrown out of comics. So this is the same guy, and he's got a real problem. Like, I actually did work with him once before. I used to, most of the people that like you know, are after me. It's like at one point or another, I felt bad for them, so I got them a job somewhere and gave them work. Sean's one of them. I got him a job writing an issue of Impulse for me. But anyway, yeah, apparently he started this little Kickstarter. He licensed Evil Dead and the Terminator for these board games.
A little Kickstarter. It raised $1 million.
Yeah,
Serious?
$1 million.
and
That's insane.
he didn't fulfill, did he?
Nope. And then he sent them an email yesterday that said they had the great opportunity to buy into his $5 million company self-evaluation to raise another $1 million.
Oh,
And
wow.
meanwhile, none of these people have received their product.
What a piece of garbage. Yeah, I didn't hear about that.
This is how the Kickstarter scam works, right? A lot of these guys, unfortunately, because board games fucking need Kickstarter. Great board games really need Kickstarter. And they a lot of times they'll, like Kwanzaa, same thing. They steal your money and then they think they're going to use that to fund their next project, but then they never bother fulfilling the first one. That's how it looks to me.
So what's been this guy's defense for not fulfilling? Like, what's he been saying?
Well, people are just catching on to him now.
Okay.
So, I mean,
This was the product was from 2000. He raised $750,000 in 2016, and still people have not received their product.
Has he been saying anything as to why? Any excuses, or has he just like gone dark and just ran off with everyone's money?
one assumes so.
He
Who
deleted
knows?
his
Who
Twitter, as far as I know. He deleted his Facebook, as far as I know.
Oh wow! So he literally just ran with everyone's money, and that's it.
Well, I was looking through the comments of the Kickstarter. It looks like some people got their product. I said in the video that nobody received it, and then I went back and I'm like, oh, it looks like a few people, because the comments were like, other people are getting the product before me. But then he released in this crowdfunding email that, oh, everything was more expensive than we thought, and we want to do this, we want to do that, and he wants to raise another $1 million. $1 million.
So do I.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Get me on that. I need it.
I could sell some fucking vaporware, like, okay, give me $1 million and maybe you'll get some stuff. Maybe.
I'm missing super chats here. Let me read some. Joey YR75. Thank you for the super chat. Get Toy Galaxy here. I don't know who Toy Galaxy is.
I know him. I'll who said that to you?
This fellow named Joey R. 75.
Well, Joey R. I'll try to get in contact with Dan Larson and try to do a retro blasting style thing.
Name drop.
Yeah. Well, no, the retro blasting video was awesome. Too bad is the people on his channel gave him shit for it.
I have to read these super chats. It doesn't matter what they say. I just have to do it. Yellow.
Do you have a button to make it echo when you say super chats?
I wish I did. Jeremy, you gotta help me.
I gave you the keys to the city. I gave you my whole setup.
All right. I'll try to get it together. Yellow Flash, thank you for the $2. Tim Doyle, this is a quote. Tim Doyle is a fat piece of shit. Thank you.
Aww, don't fat shame. I'm a fat guy, Let's just call him a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, further describes him. Like if it's part of your problem, if that's part of your problem is that, Jesse, and thank you for the $2. No, Jeff is here.
Yeah, I'm right here, man.
Jeff is here. Nurkish or Cecil. Nurkish said he can't tonight, and Cecil is pouting, and he might be lurking in the chat. Cecil's pouting because I yelled at him for being like totally drunk off his ass and having a really bad connection and effing up last week. Rhino4563, thanks for the $2. F. Freddie Prince Jr., all hail Uncle Ethan.
I like how more people are talking about that guy now because of our video than they have in the last decade.
Yeah. Sophie King, thanks for $2. John Dillard, thanks for $2. Board Games, where the heck is Cecil? Cecil, I did send him the link. If he wants to come in, he can come in. He has to behave himself.
He's dead.
Maybe he's dead. There is a rumor that Cecil died.
He saw the Donner cut of Superman 2 and didn't like it, and it killed him. So there you go.
Oh, right. Hey, press F for. Let's pay respects in chat, folks.
F for Cecil and F.
Hard rip.
Bonerman says Tim Doyle is a soy boy. That is true. I don't think most people are going to argue with you about that. Maxwell Miller, thank you for $2. Why no live image? You wearing pointy white hoods?
Oh, damn.
He knows the secret.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
all right, one more. Jorbs150, thank you for the $5. Did you see the NBC smear piece on Peterson? I didn't. Did you guys?
It was bad. Yeah, I have a
Nope,
video.
that's it.
I want to do a video tomorrow. It's pretty spicy.
What would they say?
Well, I mean, with shades of, it's like an alt-right Nazi light, He's mobilizing, regular folk, and therefore he should be feared. He's making $50,000. I paid $500 for front row seats to see him when he's in Milwaukee. Like, this guy's a modern-day rock star, and I've never seen anybody in white hoods at his shows.
Yeah, he's coming here to Philly. I'm going to go backstage with him, hang out with him. What do you think of that? And I'm going to go for free.
All right, fine. You cucked me. Ethan Mascara cucked me live on stream. Sorry.
I got front row seats while I'm going backstage.
Yeah, he did. He totally cucked me. All right. Okay.
I told you, Jeremy, I said, if you come to Philly, I'll take care of you. I'll take you out for a cheesesteak. I will introduce you to Jordan Peterson. And I would.
I'll come to that shithole.
Philly's awesome. It's the birthplace of America. There is no more, aside from Washington, D.C., there is no more American spot on the map than Philadelphia. Birthplace of our Constitution.
As a transracial man, I'm afraid about where I'm going to get coffee.
Starbucks, right?
I'm not.
No, because you get arrested.
I missed that whole reference. Yeah.
The whole Starbucks thing. That was pathetic. Have they had their shutdown yet? Or they're going to shut down for 24 hours?
I think they did that. Yeah.
Why does nobody ever ask any questions about that? Like, that doesn't seem the way people behave. Like, there must be more to the story than what we're hearing here.
Well,
Nobody
of course there always is. There always is. But it's a corporate level virtue signal. Good for Starbucks. There's a million other options to get coffee, so I'm fine with that.
Mm. Yeah, I just wonder. It's like people just accept what they're fed. It's like, oh yeah, so there are two black guys that wouldn't leave, so the cops came and arrested them, and that was that. I mean, it's just like that sounds right. I mean, that sounds like something that happens in this country.
Yeah,
Oh, sure.
They were loitering. They didn't buy anything. Sounds like justice to me.
Well,
that's the thing, right? Like, okay, in a scenario of choose one, people were getting, there to cause a scene, or the owner of a Starbucks was legitimately racist. You know what I mean? Like, which one's more likely?
Yeah,
correct. It's just Occam's razor. Like if you hear a story and it shocks you about how evil your fellow Americans actually are for no good reason, probably it's not true. Just
I'm curious. Just try to get back on track of Star Wars. What are you guys' thoughts on Rebels?
Never watched it because it looked stupid.
Is it animated? Is it like one of
Yes, it's animated. It's not very good. A lot of people loved it. I loved Clone Wars. After you get past like the first 2 seasons, Clone Wars is a really good show.
Yeah,
And then so I moved on to Rebels.
Yeah, it's good.
And it's just they made the animation worse. They toned it down much more to like a kiddie version, and it was just
You mean they Disney-fied it?
Yes, like Darth Maul gets beat by a blind apprentice in like the season finale in like 2 seconds too. A guy that doesn't have training beyond being an apprentice and is blind just like kicks Darth Maul's ass. Is the worst because Clone Wars
got beat by Rey.
No, pretty much. He got beat by Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character in the show. He got beat by him because he just gets blinded and he just like he falls off this edge. It was so stupid, which is weird because in Clone Wars they made Darth Maul a badass. They actually like brought him back and made him cool and everything in Clone Wars. And this is the same creative team, and they just destroyed him in Rebels. It was so stupid.
Because you don't have George Lucas involved.
Yeah,
Star Wars is always Kaizen violent.
I'm sorry. Was George Lucas involved in those cartoons?
In Clone Wars, yes, he was heavily involved. He was a huge part of it. Dave Filoni always talked about how George Lucas was like at the forefront of everything with that. Like he was the big idea guy on that show. But with Rebels, obviously, he had nothing to do with it.
How is this Battlefront 2 game with the Ewoks? I did a little video about that where they were talking about how Ewoks are going to be scary now.
Oh, they are. The Ewok hunt is the best thing to happen in that game since it came out, because that game's been a failure for the most part. But they finally added a game mode that's fun to play because it has to where it's stormtroopers versus at the beginning 2 Ewoks. It's like 15 stormtroopers versus 2 Ewoks, and it's completely dark, so you can't see anything aside from your flashlight. It's forced first person, so you can't play in a third person perspective to see easier. And so Ewoks are jumping down off of trees, screaming. You hear their bugles going, and it's just chaos because they're like up to your knees, and you're constantly looking up, hoping you don't trip a trap. And then you just suddenly get stabbed in the leg, and you look down. There's like 3 Ewoks just like destroying you, and it's terrifying, but it's great. But they just took away the game mode, so the game's no fun anymore. It was a limited time game mode, which sucks.
Is it like, are they like zombies? Is that the whole kind of scary thing? Those zombie games where zombies come out and scream at you like Left 4 Dead? Is that the kind of vibe with the Ewoks or what?
Sort of. It's because like you'll see, because it's completely pitch black from the stormtrooper perspective. From like the Ewoks, they can see in the dark better, but for the stormtroopers, you can't. So suddenly your flashlight turns off. All you see is like glowing eyes, and you hear an Ewok screaming, and then suddenly you're dead. And they did a really good job with like how terrifying it is to have an Ewok just jump down and stab you.
Oh, Cecil just sent me a message, by the way. He said, for everyone in the chat who's wondering, he said, I'm watching. I'm not pouting. Do your thing, brother. I said, don't be a dick. Come in here and say hi to your fans. Damn. People asking for you. Come in and just say hello if you want to just pout. That is pouting, by the way. That's the definition of pouting. Jesse N, thanks for the $5. My guess is the guys at Starbucks were loitering, not buying anything, got violent. I don't know if they got violent when they were called out on it. Ivan Neves, thank you for the $2. Rebels was basically Star Wars Scooby-Doo. What do you think of that?
Don't blaspheme, Scooby-Doo. That's just not right. I wouldn't say it's Star Wars Scooby-Doo, but it's a shame what happened to that show, getting Disney-fied like that. It could have been so much better because you see what they did with Clone Wars. Did any of you guys watch Clone Wars?
Every episode.
It was so good. Like the first 2 seasons are a little rough because they're like trying to figure out how everything should go and like the tone. It's a little weird, but then after the first 2 seasons, it really picks up and they get on track, and it's really good. And it makes you really appreciate the prequels also because what they did with that world.
I grew up watching the prequels. I was 10 when the first episode 1 came out, and I didn't like it, and I really had a bad opinion of those movies. And then the Clone Wars came out, and it made me change my views on those characters because they're actually portrayed well. They're not lame like they are in the movies.
Yeah, like Fives is one of my favorite Star Wars characters purely because of that show. And he's just a clone. To where like in the movies you couldn't care less about the clones. No one cared. Commander Cody looked cool, but no one cared. And they actually characterized them in the show, and they're so cool.
Yeah, like the only person in the prequels that actually didn't suck ass was Obi-Wan Kenobi. But it's because you had Ewan McGregor play him and you had an established character in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Everyone else was just kind of a one-off.
So yeah, he was definitely the best part. Him and Palpatine. Because Palpatine, I loved seeing Palpatine do his thing in the prequels, well, at least in episode 3. The other 2 is kind of there, but in episode 3, actually seeing him like do his thing and see how he took over was really cool.
Yeah,
Besides his fight.
I saw episode 3 on 2 different continents. I was really pumped for it back in 2005.
Yeah, well, compared to the other 2 prequels, like that movie is a masterpiece compared to those movies. Like you got the step up in quality from Attack of the Clones, which before The Force Awakens, I'd say was the worst Star Wars movie.
Yep.
And then you go to Revenge of the Sith, which is like, I see Revenge of the Sith as the most peaks and valley of like a Star Wars movie. It has like some of the highest highs, but also the lowest lows. It has some really good moments, but then some of it is just like the whole where Padme's brushing her hair on the balcony is that part's so bad. The whole dialogue with that whole sequence is just.
Is that because she's so in love part?
Yes, it's that part.
Ugh.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the Clone Wars movies or Clone Wars TV shows, and I watched the prequels maybe twice each. I really got to go back and watch.
You should definitely go back and watch Revenge of the Sith, because I think after watching the sequels, you'll really enjoy Revenge of the Sith. Like if you watch Force Awakens and The Last Jedi and then go back to Revenge of the Sith, you'll be like, hey, this movie's not so bad.
Mm.
That's the first thing I said when I walked out of The Force Awakens. I don't hate the prequels anymore.
Because at least they were original. At least you could see, and even on paper, you can appreciate what Lucas was trying to do. Like Anakin's story on paper is really good. It's just the execution is done terribly.
Yeah, and there's a lot of purpose behind some of the characters. There's a lot of characters in these new ones you could just cut out completely.
Oh yeah, agreed. Like Ethan's favorite, Rose Tico.
She is the lamest.
You know what? I love Rose Tico now. I don't care who knows it. Like, I seriously, I think I'm in love with Rose Tico.
So, Ethan, at the end of the day, will your legacy be for fantastic work on Green Lantern or Rose Tico enthusiast?
I hope Rose Tico, and I hope you guys. I want you to hear this. Everyone who's listening in the chat. I mean, just somebody has to know this. So, when I die, I would like Rose Tico's image chiseled on my tombstone.
So if Marvel does a Rose Tico miniseries, would you illustrate it?
Oh, I'd have to get over working at Marvel. I would. Yeah, I would. I would have to do it. I would love to do it, actually. Let's watch. Thank you for $5. If you get past the first couple episodes, Rebels is a great show. Gets better with each season. Thank you. Yeah.
Ethan, I bet you some of your people that don't like you over on Twitter are going to talk to Marvel, and a Rose Tico series will be announced within the next 90 days.
Oh, not a chance.
Did you guys see Pewds kind of roasted the Marvel universe?
Yeah, I saw him. He said like all the movies were the same, which
he's not wrong.
I would say all except for like Iron Man 1 and the Russo brothers movies are like all pretty much the same.
Doctor Strange is probably a little outlier.
Yeah, that too. But because I said this before, where with the Marvel movies, you can't really like if someone told you the same guy directed all of them, you could believe it. Because there's not really a vision there that much for most of them. For like I said, with the Russo brothers and Iron Man 1 and like you're saying Doctor Strange, say those you can tell are different, but the others all just like Iron Man 3 and Thor Ragnarok 100% seem like the same. Like they seem like that was directed by the same guys.
I loved Iron Man 3 and everyone made fun of me for it. I thought Iron Man 3 was great.
I'll be the one to go against is it PewDiePie you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, those movies aren't alike at all, but he's busy. I don't really watch his videos, so I know nothing about the guy, but I've watched all these movies and they're not the same movie over and over again.
Not the same story, but they feel very similar in like style and tone.
Well, isn't that the purpose? Because like when you pick up a Marvel comic book, they all feel like there's a tone. Excuse me, to Marvel books, there's a tone to DC books. See, the funny thing is, people like PewDiePie can sit and bitch about it, but when DC does something similar but tries to do the certain things different, they fail on the launch pad. So
you're right about that. I think Pewds is coming from like a normie's perspective, though.
That too, yeah, I agree with that.
PewDiePie.
But if a movie makes like almost $1 billion around the world in a couple days, normies are going to see that movie. It's not just people like me that have liked comic books my whole life.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to expect them to change when they're literally printing money, but like at the same time, hardcore enthusiasts are not. But who cares, right? They don't care. They don't make Marvel movies for comic book fans. They make them for normies.
The thing is that they don't make Star Wars movies for the fans anymore. The comic book movies are a nice mishmash of that. And I'm not even like in love with most of the MCU movies. There's a bunch. I hate Spider-Man Homecoming. I think it's a fucking terrible movie. But they've done there are things there for the fans, and there are things there for just your people that shop at Hot Topic to pick up a t-shirt.
That's why I really respected Fox for like the past couple of years, because everything they've been doing has felt different. Like Logan, Deadpool, and say like X-Men First Class all feel different, but like they're in the same universe. They all feel like different style movies that work.
But the Wolverine's also in that universe, as well as X-Men Apocalypse, and those movies suck.
Yes, they do, but at least they're trying. They're experimenting.
Hey, I loved Deadpool. I thought Deadpool was great, as well as Logan. So I'm with you on those.
I like both of those films a lot.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're actually changing things up, which kind of sucks now that Disney's going to have Fox, because they're not going to let them. Because just look at New Mutants. Also, that looks way different than anything else we've seen. That's what I think
I'll bet you $1 that movie never comes out. Never.
Isn't it coming out this year? But it got changed.
It got pushed back like 3 times.
Did it get pushed back again?
Yeah, it's not even coming out in 2018 anymore. I think it got pushed back to February of 2019. But I guarantee that'll never come out, because Fox, or with Disney acquiring Fox, they're not going to put out something that's not family friendly.
True. Because from the first trailer, everyone was like, "Oh, is this going to be rated R like Deadpool and Logan?" And then after Disney acquired them and everything, it was like, "Oh, it's PG-13 now," because that movie looks 100% like it's going to get an R rating.
Yeah, it probably was, because it was going to have a lot of horror elements, but they're going to back out.
They need more rated R comic book films, but that's only as somebody who can see rated R films, and that's not probably a good business decision. But
it's definitely not.
The first Deadpool was great. I thought Ant-Man as a rated R movie would have been great. Doctor Strange as a rated R probably would have been great. I don't think a lot of normies go to see those like third tier heroes, so they could have made those a little bit more for the fan.
What would you call how would Ant-Man or Doctor Strange be improved by R rating? I could see Ant-Man definitely like with stronger language and better jokes. I don't know what they would do with Doctor Strange. More violence?
Yeah.
Well, they've never done boobs, have they?
I'm all for boobs in movies. So.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Well, technically, if you count Luke Cage, there's boobs in that.
Yeah, drop a couple of titties in there. Give me the R rating, and now we're talking.
Yeah, I don't know. Doctor Strange, by the way, is the most off-putting of all the Marvel properties to me on film.
Why's that?
I really liked it.
Why is he so funny? Why is he being funny?
I got that problem with a lot of Marvel heroes in the MCU. Because like I feel like you have the dedicated ones like Hawkeye and Spider-Man who are supposed to be cracking jokes, and Iron Man, but then you have some heroes that just are randomly funny that it doesn't really fit. But they kind of do that. That's what I mean by like everything feels very similar for like 70% of the MCU.
But there's a thing that kind of humor didn't come into like the end of Phase 2, Phase 3. Like if we start in the beginning, they're real serious and somber movies.
Oh, Iron Man 1 and Incredible Hulk are. But then after that, it gets very to like the Joss Whedon kind of set the precedent for that.
I disagree. Once you get to Avengers, there is that humor there. But then when we go, what was the next one after the Avengers? Iron Man 3. There's a weird kind of humor, and then after like Guardians of the Galaxy, which would have been a couple of movies later, then they all got funny except for Captain America. Like thankfully, Infinity War wasn't a laugh riot. There were a couple jokes here and there,
but I think they overdo the comedy. I think the biggest downfall of Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is that too many fucking jokes.
I agree,
like,
especially
it was like joke. Like
Yeah,
I like the reason people liked the only series that DC probably got right in our modern generation is like the reason people like Dark Knight is because the movie is not a comedy.
But no superhero movie back then was a comedy. It's essentially the
Forever.
Dark Knight's essentially Heat with Batman, and it's a fine movie. I like it, but
it's
I
James
mean,
What? It is Heat, but I mean they're James Bond movies, but with Batman.
Yeah, I'm probably speaking too much to personal taste. I
I
can
prefer
accept that. Like I like a darker universe, in my opinion.
well, dude, I like Spider-Man too. That's my favorite one, and that the
Spider-Man
jokes
2
are
is great.
yeah. And the first Spider-Man's actually got one of the darkest endings of all superhero movies because he's like when he fights the Green Goblin in that warehouse, it's pretty dark, and then it gets really stupid by part 3. But
Yeah,
I prefer
if they
the older.
They needed to cast somebody else as a Green Goblin, and it would have been better.
What
I
I
liked
loved
him.
who they had him. Yeah, I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, it was better than Dane DeHaan's Green Green
Oh,
Goblin.
that I
Green
don't
Goblin.
blame Dane DeHaan for that though.
Yeah, but I saw Valerian, and he's not like a good actor.
Valerian. I saw what was that movie? That Max Landis movie he was really good in. I can't remember the name of it for some reason.
Oh, the superhero one with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, that one he
Oh.
was great in. I love that movie. What is it called?
Somebody in
just-
the chat tell us.
Yeah, what is the name of that? Max Landis is directed by Josh Trank, who's supposed to direct
Chronicle. There we
that's
go.
it, yeah.
Thanks, Boofire.
Chronicle. I loved him in Chronicle, but he hasn't done anything good since. He was in some weird like asylum type movie that I never saw. It looked stupid.
Oh, I know
He
what you're
was
talking
in,
about. Yeah.
he was in the movie you're talking about, Valerian, and he was Amazing Spider-Man 2 was just Amazing Spider-Man 2 was bad all around the board for the most part, though.
The only positive I have about that movie to say is the costume was good.
But
and
yeah,
that's
the
it.
suit was really good.
I don't like I hated Andrew Garfield.
I liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I hated him as Peter Parker. Because he was the coolest Peter Parker ever, riding a skateboard. He's like the coolest dude. He wasn't a nerd or anything, like in any aspect. He was just a little like socially anxious, and that was it. He wasn't Peter Parker to where if you go to Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker, who was like great, but then as Spider-Man was a good Spider-Man, but it wasn't really his fault. It was more like the writing. He wasn't as much of a jokey Spider-Man.
Well, that's the thing, though. There were tons of jokes in those movies. People just kind of brush over them. Like when he's fighting Macho Man and Randy Savage, he's like, "That's a nice outfit. Did your husband get it for you?"
That
and
would
stuff
not
like
fly today. That would not fly today.
I know. Yeah, that's good though.
I know. I agree, yeah.
Who was it? Was it Mel Brooks that said political correctness is the death of comedy?
Yeah, did you see fucking Matt Groening coming out woke? Matt Groening came out and defended his Apu character. The same sort of thing, right? Like people just want to pretend like they're offended. Like, could you imagine if they redid? Here's one character I think they could redo that it still has a following among probably 30-year-olds for an R-rated would be Spawn.
Oh yeah, I could.
But
I
not
see.
lame. You know, like I know
Isn't-
the original movies were fucking cheesy, but
Isn't Todd McFarlane? At least he's always talking about how he's working on a Spawn movie right now. How it's gonna be
Yeah,
like
I
all
follow-
out rated R.
Yeah, I
He's saying-
follow him on Facebook. He posts about it like monthly.
Yeah, because I have a buddy that really is into Spawn, like absolutely loves the character, and he was always talking about how Todd McFarlane's like finally gonna do Spawn right. He's gonna get an R-rated movie. He's gonna be like funding it a lot himself and like going all into it.
Well, I mean, he's rich enough, so good
you
for
could
him.
probably kickstart it like they did for
Yeah.
Super Troopers 2?
Super Troopers 2. Like he could probably raise $1 to $2 million in funding for that movie.
Dude, you need like $10 million for an effects budget for Spawn, though.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
I mean, Spawn. The HBO special Spawn was awesome,
It was really good.
but that
That's the
movie
Spawn
does not
I
hold
was
up. Well, are they gonna tackle like a Billy Kincaid type character where they do something really dark, or is it just gonna be another origin reboot where it's kind of angsty, like, oh, Wanda, I can't see her again, and all that other crap? Like we got to see something we've never seen with superhero movies, like Infinity War. Spoiler alert, sorry people, but the bad guy won. Like all Marvel movies aren't the same anymore. Like Thanos was an awesome character who won, and you could see his point of view. I think he was a better villain than every other Marvel character.
I agree.
And
That's
he
why I
should
think
have won.
I think that's what they just sort of learned from with their villains, because villains for the most part in the MCU sucked, with some occasional good ones, was they didn't treat Thanos like the traditional villain, like I'm here to be evil and cause a problem. No, he had a purpose and he had reasoning for why he was doing everything, and I think that's why he worked a lot better as a character. Like you could see, oh, I see why he's doing that. Instead of just like evil McBad guy face, like the but the Dark Elf in Thor 2.
Oh, that movie is.
Yeah.
I rewatched every MCU movie on the lead up to Infinity War. Some I liked more, some I liked less, and none of them compared to Infinity War. I can't wait for part 4 though.
Yeah, I can't wait for part 2. It's gonna be so good. I loved Infinity War.
Oh yeah, that. God damn it! The Ant-Man trailer dropped, and I was just. I don't know. I didn't have much feeling towards it, but Infinity War, I'm still like in the afterglow of that movie.
I like the first Ant-Man, but the new one like doesn't have me that excited. I'm like, I'll see it.
Now it
'Cause
looks
I
like
have-
shit. It looks like shit. Be real. It looks bad.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything special. It's like we got Wasp this time,
We got a
and there you
chick.
go. Yeah,
Get
that's
Get woke. It's the same fucking movie, but now we have a girl.
They're all the same movie, though. Sorry, but they are.
Yeah, that's true.
They are, which is why I like the Russo brothers though, because their movies all feel a little different compared to the rest of the MCU. The Russo brothers
They're
are
the
doing
best.
stuff
They're the
good.
best ones.
Yeah,
Civil War, Winter Soldier, Infinity War. I would make those the top 3 MCU movies for my personal list.
yeah. I think Infinity War balanced since Iron Man 1. I think this one balanced comedy the best with like being serious since Iron Man 1, because Iron Man 1 balanced it really well. Because Civil War did it well for the most part, but threw me off a little bit at the airport scene where everyone seemed like they were buddies besides like Cap and Iron Man. Everyone else is like, haha, this is a fun superhero time. We're not at war or anything. And then like just the jokes kind of came at a breakneck pace. It was like, oh, you have Tony giving this like tear-driven speech, and then Underoos and Caps and all these jokes, and it just it was a little weird.
You needed levity. I mean, even The Empire Strikes Back has levity in it.
I know, but at points that made sense. Here, where it's like this is the big battle, this is the war and Civil War.
That's not the big battle of the movie, though. The real big battle is the one between Iron Man and Captain America at the end. Like that's the climax of the movie. The airport battle is to get all the people that barely know the characters in to see. Oh my God, there's War Machine, there's Falcon, there's this person, and they all come in and cheer. But the actual plot of the film, it ends with that battle, and you see the Avengers torn apart. That's why, like, one of our fans, I'm not going to say his name on here, he's a good friend, though, always bitches about that movie. I'm like, dude, you didn't even pay attention to the fucking movie. How did you miss that part of the story?
I just don't think it fit well in Civil War, considering that's the big battle between the two armies. The ending is the more emotional part, but that part is supposed to be the big battle of Civil War. This is what we've been getting you through with the trailers and everything. This is where everyone's going to fight. And then you have Hawkeye going like, are we still friends after this? And they're like, oh, it depends on how hard you hit me. And it's like that whole deal. Like, I just don't think that fits so well. It's where Infinity War didn't have that. Which
By
I
the
really
way,
liked.
Jawbreaker's just passed $122,000.
Oh, damn. Let's go.
Dylan, you aware of what's going on with Jawbreakers?
Yeah, I backed it on the second day.
Oh, cool. All right. So those of you who don't know in the chat, because we got quite a crowd with us here tonight. So Diversity in Comics, otherwise known as Zach, decided he was going to take his detractors to task. One of the things that they always say about him is that he's a critic and he could never be a professional. And those who can't do teach, et cetera, et cetera. So he decided to do an Indiegogo, hire top Marvel talent like John Malin, Brett R. Smith, and he would write it and he would put out his own comic book and see if the fans were there. So here's the experiment. And I'm a part of this experiment because I'm going to do this month. I'm going to do an Indiegogo for my book, Cyberfrog. The question is, if we actually listen to the fans, if we produce content that hopefully they interact with, that they like, and we're doing it with the fans in mind. We don't call them Nazis. We don't call them names. We actually try to listen to the fan community. Will you guys respond? And that is the question. And the answer is yes, to the tune of $122,000 for a single comic book, his first comic book. So if you guys have not yet contributed and you feel it in your heart, feel it in your heart about what I'm saying, about the fact that at this point in time, the comic book industry is overrun with the most vile SJWs who are basically making it toxic, making it a toxic work environment for people who just want to tell good superhero stories, minus this PC social justice bullshit. Okay, if you just want to get out there and tell good superhero stories that appeal to everyone and make this industry, which is what it is first and foremost, a welcoming community to everyone who has talent, and a hobby for everyone who wants to participate and not be insulted. If you feel it in your heart that that is something that you want to be a part of, you need to go to Indiegogo right now, where Richard C. Meyer, otherwise known as Zach, Diversity in Comics, has launched his first comic book, Jawbreakers, and put down your money. And you tell them, I mean, you just tell them with your $25, with your $50, you tell them you want things to be different because you love the comic book industry the way that we do. Thank you. That was my that was my son.
You should have that video on the Indiegogo page. Move copies.
Yeah, but for real, I mean, this is the kind of success that that worries them, because yeah, they really do feel like they can gatekeep and keep normies out, just keep regular people who just want to read superheroes as escapist entertainment. That they can keep John Malin out of the comic book industry because John Malin has views and votes differently than they do that they disagree with. And you have a super talented artist who wants to do superhero comics. Evidently, they sell really well. Who are they? Who are they? Well, the answer is this is who we are. This is who we are as a fan community and a professional community. We work hand in hand. We love each other. We're going to start our own little experiment. This is phase one. So absolutely do go in there and, show these guys some love.
And as somebody who's not involved at all, like, I'm so happy for everyone that's involved because, everyone, like, no disrespect to anyone else involved, but especially for Malin, because that guy put together probably one of the best looking runs on cable I've ever seen in my life, and was witch hunted over having his own opinions. It doesn't matter if I agree or disagree with them. This is a man that has a clear, measurable talent. And to get guys like Malin and EVS and stuff all contributing to this, it is a statement, as much as people refuse to cover it. And I've talked to DNC too about this. Like, who gives a shit if nobody covers it? It doesn't matter. Like, I think Cyberfrog's going to be amazing. And I want to see the industry go this way, where you can self-publish and you don't need to bend the knee to whatever the way the wind is blowing that particular day.
It has to go that way. It has to go that way at this point because the way it's running right now, comic book shops are being put out of business. People don't have their ear to the ground, I don't think. They're not listening to the actual fans. They're responding to pressure put on them by social justice warriors. And we know what happens to any entertainment medium that gets infected with social justice warriors. They are a cancer that infest, disrupt, destroy, and chase off people who just want to have fun. I mean, Magic the Gathering, people just want to have fun.
I was just going to interject that, like, finally, where Magic is, and we've talked about this, you and I, EVS, before, and I've talked about this with your boy Zach, Richard, and other people. Like, Magic is 6 months behind or 1 year behind Marvel. They had the same infection happen. And if you want to be a social justice quote warrior, that's okay. But again, don't let it infect your work. And we just saw with Hasbro's recent sales numbers, Magic the Gathering is down something like 30% year over year. And that is also in the face of having more product releases in the last 6 months than they've ever had in 6 months, which means, like, if you normalize that, right, it's like, you could reasonably say it might be 50 or 60% down. And because they're basically, what happens is you bilk, just like with Marvel, where your alternate covers and your lenticular, is that the right word? The variants, they bilk the remaining people that haven't left to hold off the obviousness of a downtrend in sales. That's what Magic did, and they still lost 30% year over year. And you're going to see in 2018 a catastrophic drop off for Magic the Gathering in terms of sales. And in my opinion, it's not 100%, but it's largely driven by this feeling that its core audience is not welcome anymore. and that it's a place that you need to be careful, a place that you need to, you can't risk saying something that might offend somebody. This is where Marvel is now, where comic books are, not just Marvel, where comic books are. This is where Magic the Gathering is 6 months later, and it's almost entirely predictable. And so I'm really happy to see pros that haven't towed the line get out there and create something on their own, and hopefully like Frog can be this a franchise for you. You know what I mean? A self-published franchise. You and same thing with Jawbreakers. I think Jawbreakers could have several issues a year, in my opinion. And that's just the way it's gonna be. It's like boutique hobbies now.
Yeah, Jawbreaker could definitely capture that GI Joe audience that feel like they're being neglected, because I'm part of that audience.
That's 100% right, dude. GI exact. Sorry, but you hit on something there. That's 100% right.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I grew up on GI Joe. I'm a huge GI Joe. Snake Eyes is my favorite, and I love the old Larry Hama days. Now he seems to have run out of ideas, but for me, the golden age was like the Chuck Dixon, Mike Costa days. If you guys read any of that, it was amazing. And then like after those guys got off the books, it just went downhill, and it's just been really weird. And they've gotten really bad artists on the books and writers that don't seem to appreciate the characters. And GI Joe fans just feel like they're neglected.
I don't. Pardon my French, but I don't care if Ethan's stream gets demonetized. I don't want fucking commies drawing GI Joe.
Yeah,
like they can draw whatever other bullshit you want.
I don't care if they draw it; they can't write it.
Good point. That's what I mean. Yeah, you're right. Write it.
So I mean that's the thing. Listen, and to anyone who's listening out there who is inspired by this movement, even if you're not yet, you will be soon, and you're going to want to join us. And that, I mean that's something that could really happen. I mean, a movement of people who just have decided to break away, crowdfund, their own comics, be a part of a new kind of comic book uprising. Cecil, mute yourself if you're gonna shake your ice right into the microphone.
Or say something.
Damn, you're already yelling at him, Ethan.
I have to. He's so goddamn rude. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Cecil. Cecil's here. You wanted him. Hey, Cecil, how you doing?
Hello, everyone.
All right. So
that was it.
How was your day?
I'm going to behave myself tonight. I'll be a fly. I'll be a fly on the wall. You won't even know I'm here.
Well, they want to know you're here. I mean, you have a fan community.
I was lying, Ethan. Of course, I'm going to talk.
Listen, I have spent most of the evening trying to debase you and defame you, and it hasn't worked.
Is that what I missed?
Yeah, I have not. It has not been successful. Everyone still loves you, no matter what I say. And right now they're going nuts. They're asking you to talk about ET.
I thought we were going to talk about Bound. You know that movie with Jennifer Tilly?
Nope.
Oh, you should see it. It was the guys who became girls, the Wachowskis. They did a movie before Matrix called Bound. You should see it. It's a great lesbian story.
Are there boobs?
Oh my God! It's got Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly, and they're totally going at it for hours while Joey Pants from The Sopranos wants to kill them. It's
Why
very
the fuck am I on this stream right now?
So no, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about.
It's called Bound.
No, we're not going to talk about.
Okay. Well, I'll just jump in on whatever.
Daddy Ethan dropping the PG. I know I'm going to get an angry DM from Ethan after this. Like, dude, I invited you on my stream. And I told you it was supposed to be family friendly.
So it's rated G in here. We are trying to get shilled by Disney. We are trying to from Disney shows, and you are not helping.
Team Cecil.
Did I curse?
No, you're fine. I'm totally kidding, Cecil, and you should know that. I mean,
okay.
People seem to love you here. I don't know why, but they're saying this is why Cecil is meat spin, and they're.
Oh, that's rude. That's rude.
Yes, it's stuck.
Team Cecil. So the quartering says Team Cecil. I don't know if team is a noun or a verb. I hope to God it's a noun. You never know.
No, it's a verb. It's a verb. Are you in on my team?
Depends. Can I be C3PO?
Yes.
If Ethan's Rose Tico, I'm in.
That's his
Oh,
cat.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my God. And this is what Cecil does. We have a nice adult conversation. He immediately comes in and drives it to a halt. Diversity in Comics Bear, thank you for $9.99. Did Cecil cuck Nurkish out of the chat?
No, absolutely not.
How would you know? I will tell you this.
I speak to him all the time. We're close friends.
I don't think so. That's not what he says. And he told me,
well, I was lying.
he said that he's not going to be on the same chat with Cecil. He said, "You guys think Cecil's funny? He's not funny." And then he slammed down the phone. So that is why Nurkish isn't here right now. Cumberbatch Pepperpot, thank you for the $1.99. Jawbreakers also sent a message to SJW Star Wars. I don't know how. I hope it does. Cecil is just what he does is he gets close to the microphone and he runs a goddamn Snoopy snow cone machine, and everyone has to hear ice clinking.
That is the most dated reference ever to be made on this show.
But you got it though, right?
Do you know what?
Confirmed. Stop age gaming.
Ethan, I know the entire song to the Snoopy snow cone machine commercial.
Can I hear it?
Yes. Yum yum fun is what it's all about. You put an ice cube in, you get a snow cone out. I think I said the back part first. Anyway, you put an ice cube in, you get a snow cone out. Yum yum fun is what it's all about. It's something fun that's cool and keen, and you only get it with the Snoopy snow cone machine. I butchered it. I'm sorry.
That's pretty good, though. That's pretty good.
It's from the early '80s, and that's probably the last time I saw it.
Remember that toy? It was kind of like a tricycle. It was called the Inchworm.
Yes.
You remember the theme song for that?
No.
All right, I was hoping that you would. Evan Rose, thank you for $4.99. Spot on with everything, guys. Small point. Who's running a TV back there? What is going on? I picture you in and I know this isn't true because I know you live with your wealthy sister, but I picture you in a one-room apartment, I mean, just running the iron and the television and the sink all at once, drinking. A small point. Web
Theater of the mind.
Complete books for years, and Patreon will further change the industry. I think you're right about Patreon. I have a Patreon account, and it's kind of fun to shill my Patreon. Do you have a Patreon, guys?
Yes.
Nope.
That's pretty awesome. We give extra episodes each week.
I think you should. I think you should back EVS on Patreon because the impending unpersoning is definitely coming. But if you do enjoy it, someone who will try to stick up for the normies, instead of backing my Patreon, at least just check out my YouTube channel. That's all.
Well, there are more of us than there are of them, Jeremy. I mean, let's be honest. I think aren't there more normal people than
yeah, well, you know what?
Totally.
There's this phenomenon. I think that is it's probably a little too deep for right now. But now that Cecil's here, I don't know if I don't want to go this deep. But there's this when you're on Twitter too much, or you're on YouTube too much, there's this tendency to believe that's the way everyone thinks. You think everybody is like these crazy leftists on Twitter or whatever, and
everyone's a furry. What's going on with the furries? Everyone,
hey, you do your thing. You know, if you're a furry, that's cool. I'm not down with it, but I respect you for doing whatever you want to do. I actually have a lot of fans. To be honest, I've had more than one of my fans email me and tell me that they're furries and there's like a convention they want me to come to it, like just to kick it. Like,
why do they want you to come to it?
Well, I think because it would be in Milwaukee. There was one in Milwaukee, and I'm open about where I live, so as to remove the power of doxing from people. And people are like, oh, there's a furry convention. I'm like, hey, that's not my thing, but I'll grab a drink with you at the bar afterwards or whatever. But you spend too much time on Twitter, you start to think everyone thinks this way, and then you realize like most normal people aren't fucking mental, you know?
No, most normal people are repulsed by all this, and then they're moving away from comic books. And
That's Yeah, that's what's insane about the whole thing is that they're pandering to people that aren't their core audience. So it doesn't make any sense. Why would you pander to people that aren't going to buy comics, that don't care, they just complain about it and that's it? Doesn't make any sense.
Because it's trendy.
It is
That's
true.
true.
It would feel good. I would like that. I would like to just condemn everyone. I have a finger of scorn that I could point at everyone. I do have a finger of scorn. Most people do. And I would like to point at everyone and condemn them for being racist. I might do that starting tomorrow. The Pee-wee, thank you for $9.99. Can you please, for the love of God, go over what I missed? Thank you. What did he miss, guys? Do you want to
Star Wars,
Nothing, I just got
Marvel,
here.
and Star Wars.
Yeah. That's about it. I mean, you missed Star Wars. This chat, I promise, unless Cecil acts up, I will not take this chat down. I will leave it up. You guys can go over and okay. So I'm gonna read some of the chat, not just super chat. Just random comments here. Dr. Meatball says, "Is Cecil a pedo? Or a
No.
pedo? Would you pronounce it pedo or pedo, Cecil?"
A pedo, but no, I'm not.
Okay, he says
Geppetto.
a pedophile.
Yeah,
Did you ever see that T-shirt where Geppetto is like fingering Pinocchio and it says Geppetto?
No, I need
I love
to.
it. Yeah. Let's see. Cecil should collaborate with Kanye. Says Colleen.
I'd be glad to.
Yeah. Let's see. That Snow Cones reference is the H&R Puff and Stuff of jokes. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Probably a dope reference of some kind. But yeah, people are happy to see the quartering does it the right way. So big fans of Jeremy here too. Goldschlager says, "Thanks EVS for talking me into backing Jawbreakers. I look forward to your crowdfunded Cyberfrog project in the future, in the very near future." Goldschlager, it is coming, and I will make you guys aware of it and hope for your support. Jesse N, thank you for $2. He says, "Hey Cecil, how many meat spins did you do last?"
That's not my thing.
No.
You'll forever be known as the meat spin guy. I'm sorry, Cecil.
Yeah. Let's see.
I have a question for anybody who is a furry because I'm kind of interested. They have sex when they're in those costumes, right? Is that correct?
Pretty sure that's the definition of a furry.
Okay, so how do they get the ejaculate out of the fur?
Very carefully.
Razmaz says, "Ethan, don't kink shame." Now, kink shame is a new word. That's a new word that just people tell me don't kink shame when they tell me that what they're into, and I don't know. I think we need more shame, not less. That is, society is missing shame lately. I do think that more people do need to be ashamed of themselves and what they're doing. So no, I will. Kink shame is like the. I mean, it's my goodness. Yeah, of course I'm going to shame your kink. Let's see. Unrelated Coma says, for the next topic, 400 years of slavery. Is it a choice? I don't know what that means exactly.
It's Kanye quote. If you didn't
Oh,
see the Kanye TMC video. Yeah.
okay. I will punt that one over to Jeremy. Jeremy, what do you think?
Good thoughts. Moving on. So
Jeremy's muted us.
No, I'm here. My beautiful wife is making me some paleo desserts, which are consistent of walnuts, dates, what else? Some sort of chocolate. And they're like, I'm trying to lose weight. So she was asking if she could run the food processor. So I muted things. I know that was a very exciting story.
No, to me it is exciting. How is the paleo diet? Are you losing weight?
I've done really good. I've lost almost 40 pounds now.
Good for you. Good for you.
I think I found them.
Shut up. Your jokes are so bad, but I laugh every time.
I know. He has good timing. You have to admit.
Yeah.
John Robertson says, "Is Paul Lind too butch for Cecil?" I'm going to say no. I think Paul Lind and Cecil are right on the same.
Cool.
Yeah. Somebody wants to know if my finger of scorn is a toe thumb. That's not nice. People have been saying that I have toe thumbs lately. I didn't know that about myself, but I do find it hurtful. Slime Marbo, thank you for $5. Yeah, a lot of people are saying "what the f" and crying, laughing.
Somebody wanted to have Cecil come to their child's birthday party. That was my favorite one.
That's a mistake.
Oh, I never thought
I
of
wouldn't
that.
recommend that. Whoever said that, I wouldn't recommend that.
Why is that?
I wouldn't recommend it. A Vile Delinquent says, "Can Cecil do a rendition of Uncle Evan's Butter Song?" He's referring to a song that I wrote called the Butter Song, and I don't know if Cecil's heard it.
Sing it.
I haven't heard
or
it
you're
either.
a cuck.
I have never heard it, but I'll give it a shot.
All right, go ahead.
Butter, I like butter. Is it something like that? Am I hot, warm, or cold? What am just,
Boo!
I don't know. I never heard the song before.
Yeah, it was.
Come on, I backed you. Ethan was talking so much shit about you. I was the lone warrior here defending you.
God
And that's
bless
the
you.
performance you deliver us.
You sing a song about butter without knowing what the hell it sounds like.
Delicious butter.
God damn, that's good. He did it good. He did it good. You're right. I suck.
Don't.
That was good. You added delicious in there, and I was into it immediately. Wow.
yeah. Ethan, sing the original. Take it back.
Hey,
gotta hear it.
Cunt Spell said to kick me. No.
A lot of people are asking to kick Cecil, and
No, one person. It was
a lot
one.
of people.
One person does not a crowd make.
Jono84 says EVS should draw Kanye and sell it on eBay, or sell it to Kanye. One of the two. I think I would rather sell it to Kanye.
EVS, by the way, I sent the link to your boy and told him he was a cuck if he didn't show up.
I sent it to him too, and he won't come. He won't come. He gets very shy. You guys don't understand.
Who's
Who?
Zach?
Zach, has he been on your show, Quartering?
Oh, fuck. Dude, come on. I'm a real YouTuber. Of course he's been on my
I
show.
think he's been on your show. Okay. Yeah. He is very shy. You know that.
He is weird about live streams. He is.
Yeah. Meditech, thank you for $2. I lost a bunch of super chats. I'm you guys, I'm really sorry. I wish I could call back the super chats. I don't know where they all are. Medicare does that. Like Medicare has the super chats all lined up and he goes back and reads them at the end. I'm like,
If you go into your creators thing at the top, you can go over and find them.
At the top?
Hold on, I'll tell you. If you go up to your video played. You go up to your creator studio and click on that, and then go to the left-hand side under live streaming. All your super chats will pop up over there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm at live streaming now. I just clicked on live streaming.
I can tell you with 100% certainty, the Ferengi in Zach is why he doesn't come on other people's live streams.
Yo, that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
It says super chat. No new super
Sparks.
chats. It says no new super chats here. I don't know what's up with that. Whatever. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah,
Why the fuck isn't Malin in here? I see him in chat. What is he doing?
We can have Malin come in if Malin wants to come in. Does he want to come in?
I don't know. He said he was drawing and listening to the stream earlier.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I do put on Jeremy. I put on when you do a live stream or when you're just chatting about something. I'll put you on and just listen while I draw. It's kind of nice. You don't always have to participate.
That's kind of. I would prefer you listen to me while you're pleasuring yourself. But
while I'm participating, quote unquote. Yeah. But John, if you do want to come in, you are welcome. I will send you the link. Razmaz asked me if I have a Cyberfrog suit. I do not. Not until Battletoads hears about me, and then I will. A Caustic Soldier says you didn't read my super chat. I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Isn't my kink frogs? No. A lot of people are angry with me, guys, about kink shaming furries, and that strikes me as weird. But I'm an old man.
Probably have a lot of furries in your stream.
How many furries are in my stream? If you are a furry, hit 1. If you're not a furry and hate furries, hit 2. And we will just give me an idea of what my chat is like. Emery Calamay, thank you for the $2. I hump Lincoln log structures. Don't kink shame.
Does it hurt?
Yeah.
That sounds a little painful.
Lincoln log structure.
We've gotten like 6-1 so far.
The chat's going nuts right now. I even saw 69 pop up. 22, 8. What would 8 be?
I've seen about 6-1 so far. you got a couple of furries.
Got a few furries in
There's
there.
another one.
John,
Victor.
thank you for $2 Canadian.
Someone just said guess the furries.
You know what I see? I see a few people making fun of my Midwestern accent, asking me to say words like flag or dragon. Will somebody? I don't hear it. What do you guys?
Is there
say?
a Y in there? I'm from the Midwest too.
What do you say? Flag?
Flag.
Yes.
Flag
Yes,
dragon.
Yeah, it's just
Flag dragon. I say dragon and flag.
Drag out the
Okay, I hear it now.
yeah, dragon. Yeah, people make fun of my accent too. Don't worry about it quartering. What do they know?
What is your accent? You just sound real mellow all the time.
I'm Jersey, Philadelphia. You know, I mean that's just kind of how
you can hear the Jersey accent there.
that's how people talk here. You know,
It sounds poor.
I'm I'm more mellow I think than most people from Jersey though. I think. I don't
I've been to Jersey. Everyone was okay.
Yeah.
Then again, I was only there for a day, so.
It's like a Yelp review.
The Pee-wee, thank you for You should never read my super chats. They're crap. I keep reading them. Jesse N, thank you for $2. Ethan, would you like a life-size Rose Tico doll?
Uh-oh. You should check out the chat. Diversity, inclusion, compassion, kindness, and comics is a furry.
Oh, shit.
He's a one.
This is another reason for Ethan to kick him.
Yeah, a caustic soul.
Can we get a furry in chat with us? I have a lot of. I have so many questions.
Does anybody want to talk about their perversion, their disgusting perversion with us? And
whoa, Ethan!
What the hell? I'm sitting quiet here not to go off the rails, and this is where you go with this.
Why?
Go off the rails.
I love it.
What would you call it? What would you call it if not disgusting perversion?
I would call it maybe a kink.
A kink. It's the same thing.
I just don't see the appeal of fucking somebody in a.
Ethan only has sex missionary style with his wife Van Scriver over here, trying to kink shame everyone.
I'm Mormon. You know. If there are any furries who want to come in and talk to us about it, you would be welcome and appreciated. Heather C says Ethan's Mormon is shown. It is. Check down real quick. No, I'm covered up. GNU says I love having sex in the missionary position solely for procreation.
Yeah, only for reproductive purposes. I get it. Yeah.
No. I thought missionary position was when those two boys ring your doorbell and you pull them. Ivan Neve says I dated a Japanese schoolgirl when I was in Japan. Is that bad? What do you think of that, Quarter?
What grade was she in?
That is the question.
That's the main question.
And what grade were you in?
Yeah. Let's get some specifics.
Violent Science says Cecil is a Dragon furry. Is that true, Cecil? Wait, that's an other Ken. What are you, Cecil?
I'm a guy.
Are you indeed a furry, or was that a lie?
No, it was a joke. But I'm reading the chats, and someone says furries don't speak; they only like mime.
That's true. That's true.
So they couldn't. But they could type, I guess, right?
Well, they can make their animal sounds too.
But we couldn't hear it, even if they were in the woods.
They bark at each other.
It depends if they're a dog.
Do you know who was a mime? Anthony Daniels, who played C-3PO. He was a professional mime.
Full circle, man. Full circle.
C-3PO, the pinnacle of masculinity. Cecil, do you have any thoughts about that?
I have many thoughts. Too much for you.
There are a few of them.
Oh my God, furry fandom, the Wikipedia page. I'm gonna read this while you guys talk.
Oh no.
Send a link.
Just go to Wikipedia and type in furry fandom.
How do you spell Wikipedia?
Wikipedia.
C3. Never mind. It started in the 80s. Is that what it says?
Someone just put in a good thought in the chat. It said, "How do you mime consent in furry?" How's that work?
I think that's called presenting.
Presenting.
That's exactly what it's called. The baboons do that.
Yeah. Cecil puts the sensual and non-consensual. Janice, thank you for $10. Ethan, can you combine your passions, gender swapping heroines, and Star Wars? I want to see Rey as Rey, R-A-Y, Rose Tico as Thorn Tico, and Holdo as Boldo, etc. Well, it's not a bad idea. I will consult my crew.
Ethan, here's a fun fact. The furry fandom is male-dominated, with surveys reporting around 80% male respondents.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I don't think, I can't picture very many women trying to find I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I've already gone too far on the furries. I'm gonna be nice from here on that. Victor Rod 9669, thank you for $5. I like Nala and the Lion King. Oh, here's a furry.
Why don't we live stream from a furry convention? Use a super chat to just go.
Well,
like the one in your area.
Yeah, like I wouldn't mind to like an education about it. I really don't know much. So he liked Nala in Lion King. Who's Nala from Lion King?
The girl that's not the queen.
You got to get woke on furries, man. They buy comics too.
I'm listening. I got my ears open.
Can I say something? I don't know if this is considered a furry, but in the Looney Tunes cartoons, sometimes Bugs would dress up as a girl to get Elmer Fudd to fall in love with him. And I always thought he pulled it off very well. He looked good. He put on like a blonde wig and a skirt. I liked that. He did a good job.
Yeah, he did. So this guy also likes the Rabbit Girl from Space Jam. I haven't seen that.
Yeah. Space Jam?
Don't.
Babs.
Is it porn?
It's got Bill Murray in it, so it's good enough.
Michael Jordan in it.
Yeah, but when you talk about Michael Jordan or Bill Murray, you should always mention Bill Murray first.
Not if they're talking about a jam.
Not if you're talking about basketball.
Yeah. Although Bill Murray, man.
Aisha Clan from Outlaw Star. I don't know what that is, and he says, "But yeah, I'm not into humanoid dogs." So I think what it is, and I've seen some of this. Who posted this? It might have been Medicare who posted some furry porno, and I was like, "Oh, what the?" Was it? But it was like censored. It was cartoon.
I believe it's called yiffing.
Yiffing. I know the word yiffing. I've heard the word yiffing. Yeah. But we're all being educated here about furries. Nobody wants to kink shame anymore. Richard Adams says Ethan is low-key furry. He's just grooming his audience. Do you see the use of terminology there? And it's not true.
Do you think there's Star Wars furries? People who dress up like Jabba and Wookiees and then just bang?
Maybe Ewoks and Wookiees and... What else could you furry cosplay from Star Wars besides Chewbacca?
Porg.
Porg, yeah.
But a Porg's
Ewoks, Wookiee.
like 8 inches tall.
Well, yeah, but you see these people that are dogs, and they're like 6 feet tall, giant dogs.
I don't see anything furry related.
Cecil, can I get a request in, dog? Can I make a request?
Go.
Space Jam theme song.
Oh yes.
Is that R. Kelly's? I Believe I Could Fly.
No, I think it's like and welcome to the jam.
Oh God, that one.
Quad City.
Yeah.
No, I won't sing
look
that.
Up the lyrics. It's okay if you look it up.
I'll sing R. Kelly anytime you want, though.
I want to hear "I Want to Piss on You" by R. Kelly.
Yeah, I second that one.
No.
Oh, so it's like Gungans and Wampas.
I'm being behaved tonight.
I do appreciate it. Elric Haga says, as otaku, I like fox girls, but only ears and tails, and the rest must look human. Okay. So
yeah, I told you, EVS.
We do have a lot of furries here.
Can I ask a question to furries? How do you know that the person in the suit is actually a woman? I feel like some guys may, trick guys, and I think that would be an easy way to trick somebody. Just put on a furry suit and put a bow in your hair, and then you're getting banged in the ass.
Yeah, but I feel like you would be able to know when the vagina comes out.
Would you know? Yeah.
When the vagina comes out.
That's generally
that's my favorite phrase
of a female.
Kevin Chan says Tim Doyle is a furry. Okay.
Is that true? He's very furry looking.
That's a disgrace to all furries.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, I guess. But I'm trying to think better thoughts about furries at this point. I can see that the chat is filled with them. A Caustic Soldier, thank you for Australian $5. I make the sex all the time, but only sleep with supermodels and double wrap my meat because I want it to be dull and without sensation. You punish them. So that is...
What the fuck?
That was very descriptive. Thank you.
Well, Ethan, somebody has an important question. Have you ever heard of a glory hole? And that comes from Thanks for Nuttin'.
A glory hole. No.
Everybody knows what.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Can I please?
Every Jersey rest stop has one.
Can I get Ethan woke on glory holes, guys?
Please do
it.
Yeah.
All right, Ethan. Oh my god, this is great. So
He's lying. You got to know what that is.
yeah, he's got to be. Come on, dude.
No,
I feel like that's
he's
where I
lying.
met you. It's just it's small.
I'm already getting ideas of what it is.
It's basically a hole. Imagine a hole in a seedy truck stop bathroom wall,
yeah.
where it is just about the size of a dick. Sometimes it will have duct tape around the edges as to not cut your dick. And then so I don't know. I've just
What do
read
you
about
like?
it. I don't know.
What do you
Obviously.
pump the wall? What do you do?
There's
Oh,
someone
no.
on the
Well,
other
you send your meat through the hole, and then something happens on the other end.
What, like a stump grinder? Like what?
There's
You
a
get
mouth.
blown.
By who?
You
Well,
don't know.
That's the
Yes.
best part. You don't know.
It's a mystery.
How do you know?
Could
if
be
it's
a man, woman,
guy
or a furry.
girl? Does it
That's
matter?
the glory party thing.
Haven't you watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? They go into great
No.
detail. Oh, you got to watch that show.
No. It's wow. That's disgusting. I don't know how people can do that. I guess there are some very sad people in this world looking for companionship anywhere they can find it. I mean,
Well, I don't think they're looking for companionship, my dude.
they're not.
They
No,
just want to come.
You-
That's it.
you put your junk through the hole, and then it gets something happens to it, and then you take your junk out of the hole.
Yeah, that's
And you
not
move on
really
with your day.
companionship.
Well, that's
It's not. It's not like how you. It's not like a handshake. It's not like how you meet people.
It could be.
is it kink shaming for me to condemn that? I mean,
Yes.
it is.
When I
I
once
think that's really a kink.
I once heard a story.
What was that?
That was my phone was vibrating. I once heard a story. It's not my that there was a kid and he was gay and he was afraid to tell his dad, and then he went to the glory hole, and then when he peeked in to see who it was who blew him, it was his father.
Oh,
Is that real or is that a fantasy of
was
yours?
that your?
No, that's like an urban legend.
Oh, Durham, thank you for the $5. This is why we need alt hashtag alt furry. Yeah, a
By
lot
the
of
way, I want to see where you guys took this conversation without me. Did not lead it this way at all. This was I just am along for the ride.
Sure.
Last week I was castigated for saying meat spin or something.
yeah. I didn't take the conversation here. Nobody else did either.
Ethan, have you been to that? Ethan, let me ask you. Have you been to that website?
Which one?
If you pull up a new browser, private window,
Yeah.
let me give you the URL real quick.
Oh no.
No.
Just pull up a private browser.
No, this is
Do
gonna be
it.
porn.
Do it.
This is going to be porn, and I don't do. Everyone in my chat knows that about me. I mean, that's one of my catchphrases.
This better not be porn.
Yeah, like that's one of the things about my videos. Like I don't just credulously go to any website because for that
Cecil says it's only for good boys.
I don't want to take that chance. I want to keep my mind pure.
All right.
Don't do it. I did it last week.
Subliminal says, Ethan, what do you think about Marvel Soy Boys? What do you think about Marvel Soy Boys that get excited every time they see a new trailer of their infinite same neuron killer flicks? I don't know. What do I think of them? I guess I've never thought of them at all. I don't know what you mean. I want to answer people's questions, guys, but I don't. Jeff, often I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
They got to throw out some good questions.
Richard Adams says, I noticed Ethan is avoiding the question about Cyberfrog being a furry. Well, his question was, and it was attached to Super Chat, I just couldn't read it, was, what would I do if Cyberfrog inspired furries?
Frogs don't have fur.
I didn't want to tell him. And that's why I didn't read his Super Chat. But
So call him an asshole. It's no big deal. He'll get over it.
I don't know. He gave me $5. I can't call people like that. Names. Ethan only watches frog porn. Why did this suddenly be about attacking me and whether or not? Yeah.
Let's expose Ethan's kinks. I feel like
Yeah.
he has very specific opinions on furries and frog porn. Go
He
on.
likes Quakers.
Yeah. Tell me more about the Quakers. Slower. EVS and the E stands for Eichenwald, says Jono84. I did see something one time. People ask me all the time, do you like anime? And I say no, because somebody gave me a VHS tape in like 1995, and it was called The Blue Girl. And
That's hentai. That's an anime.
Wait, what?
It wasn't.
Did he say, do you like enemas?
It was,
Fuck off. I'm ashamed of myself.
you laugh.
Anime is the prime example why two nukes just isn't enough.
Oh,
Man.
wow.
That was hardcore. But they weren't nukes. They were atom bombs. I mean,
They were atomic.
we haven't tried nukes yet. You think we could? Maybe. I mean, what else? I mean, they have machines over there in Japan. And if you're in Japan and you're listening right now, I'm sorry, but explain yourself. They have machines where you can put a dollar in and get a pair of used panties out
For just $1?
I
Hell of
don't.
a deal.
What is the
Fucking Cecil. Cecil's always looking for a deal on his used underwear. The used underwear wasn't the weird part. It was just that it was only $1.
Yeah, like he was like, well, I could just wash that and wear it myself. I'm like, well, it's women's panties. He's like, I know. But no, dude, that's what they do over there. And by the way, it's not real. You know what they do? I mean, this is what they squeeze pickle juice into the panties and then include a picture of a girl. And so you're like, you put your dollar in, you get the used panties out that smell like pickle juice. And now whenever you go to a deli, I guess you get aroused. I don't know. I don't think women smell like pickles.
No.
A lot of people
You're the best.
at me for being kink shaming and saying I have a thumb fetish. People making fun of me about the Blue Girl. Dylan, the Blue Girl, don't watch it.
Okay, I've never been into anime or hentai or any of that.
Good. It's not good for you. Yeah, this.
Oh, I was watching your video tonight. Who was shooting Ewoks? They were doing a video game. I was watching them. Yeah,
Ewoks.
Comic book grit gamer. Yes. I was watching your video, and I don't even play video games, and I watch your stuff sometimes, and I don't play ever.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I'm not athletic.
Fuck you, man.
Bold statement.
Real Comic Book Gamer has a great channel. If you guys are not subscribed to him, you should. I'm sure more of you are subscribed to him than are subscribed to me. But most of the time he's streaming video games. But when he has like a political thing to say, he comes out and effing says it. He will get out there and he'll give a lecture that's pretty passionate and pretty great. So I became friends with him right away.
Got in trouble for that a couple times. To this day, when I talk about my problems with The Force Awakens, I lose subscribers because of it.
Oh my God, The Force Awakens loses you?
Yes. I can bash on The Last Jedi and no one cares, but if I bash on The Force Awakens, people hate it.
Dude,
It's a terrible fucking movie. Fuck that.
It is.
It isn't good. I made fun of the Venom. You guys, this will be split in the chat, but I made fun of Venom, and I got 50% hate back in the comments section. And I saw that mask and I laughed, and everyone said "fuck you." I was like,
I hope that movie's good, but it looks terrible.
Yep.
I have no faith in it. I'm hoping it's good though, but I doubt it.
It won't be good. A Cosmic Soldier, thanks for $5 Australian. Speaking of Marvel, my theory is that Thanos shunted everyone into the MCEU equivalent of the Ultimates universe, and we will follow them into the future. I hope not.
No, because there's shots of Avengers 4 being made where they go back in time to the first Battle of New York.
There's
And
gonna be
Iron Man's an old man.
Jesse N, thanks for $2. At least it was Legend of the Overfiend. I don't know what that is. I don't know what Legend of the Overfiend is. I gotta play more video games.
Oh yeah, what was it you're saying you played was Dead Rising?
Yeah, that's the only video game I play, and I only play it once a year in between Christmas and New Year's. I'm playing
Why? The first one?
both of them, first and second.
There's like a third one.
Oh,
I think
there's
it's the
a third
fourth
one.
one also. Yeah.
But they're
Did you
too
play those?
They're too advanced. My son played them. PlayStation 4 or no, Xbox One. We have every console in the house, and tons of video games. I don't have the time. and I just don't have the time. I wish I could do it. I wish I could just figure out how to make money streaming video games so that I wouldn't have to draw. But no, I do have to keep drawing.
Here's what you gotta do, EVS. You gotta fire up that video game. You gotta make yourself a cup of the bone broth, the caveman. Here it tastes better than it's like Ovaltine.
What is it? What is this?
It's the caveman. It's some bone broth. It's what all the super mega alpha males are drinking.
Really?
Was it like Brain Force from InfoWars?
Yeah, it is from InfoWars. Yeah, exactly. It is.
But that stuff is real. They're showing that like I don't remember if it was Brain Force or what it was had soy in it, which is hilarious.
Oh yeah,
because
that's true. That's true. And PJW is a fucking
Yeah.
friend of mine too. I was like, God damn it, Paul.
yeah, because he's always talking about soy boys and everything, and then he's promoting Brain Force, which like the first or second ingredient was soy. Like,
Yo, I know. Tell you what PewDiePie says. I know soy really is fucked up. I know that it is. It does everything that we say it does. I won't hear and like, oh, the science. Of course it's soy. Of course it's soy. By the way, did you guys see that video, the PewDiePie soy boy video?
Yeah, I saw it.
Dude, the best thing about that video is, and by the way, this has been a week of gloriousness for me and Zach because all of our enemies are going down one by one. Joe Glass from Bleeding Cool gets blasted by PewDiePie in that video. Joe Glass is the guy, he's like, shut your mouth. And he goes, ugh, and the screen turns red and his mouth is wide open. Joe Glass is the writer for Bleeding Cool that secretly collaborated, conspired with others to mass flag.
My AC adapter just died.
Are you okay?
Oh shit! I'm not off mute. My AC, I was just telling my wife, I'm like, oh, my AC adapter has been fucked up on my laptop. So I was like, oh, it just died. And then I was enjoying your story about Joe Glass. So go on.
Let me finish it. So Joe Glass. Oh, so he sent. Okay, can I read this? I'm gonna read this. Do you guys want to hear Joe Glass crying about being on?
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me just first preface this by saying that everything bad that happens to Joe Glass is a good thing because Joe Glass did conspire with others to dishonestly mass flag Diversity in Comics account and get it taken down, get his entire YouTube taken down. And as soon as I saw Joe Glass on PewDiePie, it was like two worlds colliding. I was dying. But Joe Glass has me blocked. So anyway, Joe Glass tweeted, so I'm led to understand that at PewDiePie is using a pic of me pretty prominently in a video of his about this soy boy insult that keeps popping up online. Really not sure how to feel about it. I like that he doesn't know how to feel about it. I have no doubt that he doesn't know who I am, but neither do most of the alt-right conspiracy theorists who do believe in this idea and created those memes. And respectfully, I disagree with the idea that this is the same as this kid meme. I guess somebody said, yeah, but he also did this kid meme here. And somebody else said, it might be similar, though. You have a talent for writing, blah, blah, blah. Joe Glass says, I'm more thinking the difference lies in how the meme of that kid is not done to mock him, whereas the one that used my face was created to mock me by some really reprehensible people.
Like, dude, easy to troll these people.
Oh my God. I love it. Reprehensible people. But yeah, so he goes on and on and on here. And I was absolutely, you know what? I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I just looked up Joe Glass. I've never heard him before, but I'm blocked.
Yeah.
I've never interacted with this guy. I don't know who he is until you said that. I just looked him up on Twitter and I'm blocked.
Yeah, he has a mass block on people that I think follow Diversity in Comics. So I'm blocked by him too. But he shouldn't have done that. I mean, you know, to go out and try to take down somebody's livelihood. And I don't know how PewDiePie heard of him. Do you think PewDiePie maybe like watches Diversity in Comics? Like, how would he get that meme? I mean, I guess that meme circulated.
Yeah, I think it just circulated, but who knows?
Is he Joe Glass, MCM London, that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. With the tranny in the picture.
Here's the thing about Pewds. He's actually pretty fucking woke. He watches a lot of YouTubers. And honestly, if you Google like soy face, Joe Glass' picture is up there. So it was probably just a coincidence, but maybe not.
I'd like to think that he actually watches diversity in comics because I have seen a few of his videos, not very many. But here's the thing about PewDiePie pointing you out. I mean, he was 65 million subscribers. Like
Yeah.
when he like just on a bad video, but when I checked this video, 1.8 million people had watched it. That is basically like CNN, ABC News, and Fox News all made fun of you at once. Like that
Yep.
is the reach of PewDiePie's channel.
Yeah, it's insane. I just searched up soy face meme, and the first thing that comes up is a meme with Joe Glass. It's literally the first one on Google Images when you search up soy face meme.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah, so things are going good. Things are going good.
The world is right.
Yeah, the world is ready. I really feel like it. I feel like it's time to and this Jawbreaker's Lost Soul, which is now, hold on, let's refresh this and see where we're at. Yeah, $122,391
It's gained almost $400 since I first checked it at the beginning of the stream.
for a comic book, or just a comic book.
It's insane.
Jeremy, you want to do a comic book with me?
Yeah, hell yeah, I do.
All right, cool. We'll probably do it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're gonna need people who share the same attitude about the fans, that who are red pilled enough.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think Cyberfrog is going to be amazing. I think that if you take all the underlying like SJW isms or like the culture of that out, there's still a thirst for classic comics.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of people, like for example me, I'm collecting NES games because when I was young I couldn't afford to buy them. And like, so, like just to break it down into realistic finances, like backing a Jawbreakers for $50 is like not a huge deal for me. Because I know it's going to be kind of like what I want. I could buy 10 shitty comics. I could buy the one. And I think there's a huge quiet majority of people out there. Like I think Cyberfrog, I think your take on My Little Pony would be all right too.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
People are asking me to mute Cecil, to kick Cecil. Cecil is not muting himself as he makes a tremendous amount of noise. I don't know how somebody makes so much noise making a drink. I can make a drink,
Cecil.
and never know it. This is why we had a problem last week. Those of you who were insisting that Cecil be here, did you hear him? Yeah, that's why. That's why. Somebody says
being as quiet as a church mouse.
no. They're saying that they don't like it when you're turning the frogs gay.
They can't.
They're saying stop the hammering.
They can't hear a thing. Quiet. I have a very soft step. I was walking to get the bottle of whiskey.
Absolutely.
Like a cat.
Why do you drink?
A 250-pound cat.
I think Ethan. I think we could do pretty good. I think the right combination could rival, to be honest, the other guy's Kickstarter.
What are they doing?
He raised a shitload of money. Patriotica.
Oh, Patriotic. That actually looked legitimately good.
Yeah, I didn't read it because I felt like it was a little too pandery. That's not an indictment of the comic. I just meant I felt like I was being, a little too targeted.
Yeah.
But I mean, like that type of comic. Could you imagine, like, what do you think it would cost for us to like buy the fucking IP for Battletoads?
Millions.
No way.
No.
Dude,
No
isn't
way.
Isn't it owned by Rare? Or
They
no, they're
haven't-
trade wins.
I don't think it's that cool. I don't want it. You know what I want? And I've said this over and over again. I want the Care Bears.
Oh yeah, that would be fucking
You
killer.
sound like a furry.
Yeah. Have you seen my Rainbow Brute, Jeremy?
That's what I meant. I misspoke. I meant Rainbow Brute. I said My Little Pony.
Yeah. My Little Pony's there too. He's got My Girthy Stallion. Like that's the male version of My Little Pony. He's riding in My Girthy Stallion. Big black horse named Waking Nightmare. And there would be lots of My Girthy Stallions. They're for men. They're horses for men. But I want all those Girls Toys properties. I want to turn them I want to do exactly what Kathleen Kennedy's doing to Star Wars. I want to completely subvert every female property and make it.
Yeah, Care Bears would be unbelievable. They're still a pretty active IP though. They have a line of plush. I know that. I don't think they have anything on TV right now.
Are they Hallmark? Like, what are? I mean, I drew. Did you see my Grumpy Bear? I drew Grumpy Bear once. I'll post it on Twitter, so that you can see. But I drew Grumpy Bear, and I just went, man, I want to draw all the Care Bears like this, as just like mean bastards.
But couldn't you get around the IP and just draw like
Exactly.
fucking buff ass teddy bears?
Yeah. I definitely could, but I'd actually want it to be about Care Bears. And Care Bears, they're like SJWs. They get mad when you're apathetic. Like, that's the whole thing. They're like, you go, I don't give a shit, and they go, what the fuck? And then they're like, you don't say I don't care to a Care Bear. That's the whole thing. And then they just rip you up. They have claws and teeth. They're brightly colored. They look like candy, but I mean, you don't fuck with them.
They're like those poisonous tree frogs.
Yeah, well, Cyberfrog is like one of those poison. Oh, okay, so here's Grumpy Bear. Let me post him. I'm gonna post a bunch of things together. If you go to my Twitter right now, my Care Bears pitch, I'm gonna just tweet it out.
I'm waiting. That Cyberfrog banner is really nice on your Twitter, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
It looks so good.
Yeah, I mean, the first real, like, I did a Cyberfrog piece that I was just getting the feel of him, but now it's just like second nature. Yeah, so the Care Bears piece is up with Rainbow Brute if you want to check out.
Oh man, it makes Rainbow Brute look tiny.
Yeah, Rainbow Brute is a little, like, he is a quote unquote fairy. I mean, they come from the magical land over the. He's like, and if you call him that, you're like, dude, you're just a fairy. He's like, fuck you, and like, he gets pissed off at you. And
who's the bartender?
Just a lizard. Like, that's a lizard to scale with the other.
Okay.
So they, in a rose bush or something like that. Sigurd, thanks for the $10. Do a male version of Gem and the Holograms. I'm working on it. It's called Jim and the Homophobes.
No, it's called Bon Jovi.
And I'm working on that. I've also got Bro White, and Bro White is almost done. I'm doing a sequel to my video where we take female characters and turn them male. And Jim and the Homophobes and Bro White. Bro White is just a big fat neckbeard who found a bunch of female dwarves, which are essentially like 7 moms.
I'm gonna be expecting some sort of royalties here, Ethan.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he puts his feet up on these dwarves, and he like makes them bring him sandwiches while he plays video games. Yeah, so there's that, and I think there's one more. Strawberry Beefcake was one of them, but then John Mallon did a really good job, and I think he claimed Strawberry Beefcake as his own, so that's cool. But yeah, this is the thing. It's all about reclaiming these female properties and bringing them back to the men where they belong. We need more representation. Yeah. So if you guys want to see that video, and if you want to see my Care Bears and my Rainbow Brute, go to my Twitter right now. Check it out. I already see it's blowing up on my Twitter, so. Thanks, everyone.
Ethan, if you're doing the Care Bear thing, there's something you should know about bears. They're not like canines and felines, which will go for the jugular and then kill the animal. They will. Bears will eat you alive. They could care less if you're thrashing about. They don't go for the throat. They just eat you as you are.
Well, these ones do care. They do.
Are you talking about anacondas?
No, I'm talking about bears. They don't go for the throat. They will just eat you alive. They could, where felines and canines will go for the throat and kill you, then eat you. Just a fun fact.
That is holy shit. I was just saying that's just a hashtag fun fact. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Ethan, Cecil and Jeremy, new podcast. Let's go. Hashtag fun facts.
Yeah, I think that would be good. People do like Cecil. I don't know why. I don't know why, but people do really like Cecil. It's bizarre. Bonerman says, what will Gail Simone think of the male representation you're bringing to female properties? Wouldn't she get butt mad since she wants more female representation? Yeah, she will. Dr. Meeple, do Cinderella looking for his white fedora. That's another good idea. I mean, this really brings out the creativity in my brothers, and we do have to kind of stick together, guys. I mean,
Jerry Lewis did Cinderella.
That is true. He did do something called Cinderfella. That was good. Yeah, Evan Rose, thank you for $1.99. Brats into Bastards. That's great. That is great. You know the Bratz dolls?
Oh yeah.
Well, he wants to turn them into Bastards with a Z, with 2 Z's in it.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Got a lot of billion-dollar IPs here. Once you change them,
Everybody's got good
the
ideas.
matriarchy.
Let's see. Subliminal says, Ethan, what do you think of furry Marvel soy boys that love Rose Tico because of her female empowerment?
What empowerment?
Yeah.
She tells people you can do it no matter how lame you are, and it's a good message.
Can we talk about that real quick? How Ryan Johnson single-handedly was able to make a character worse than Jar Jar? That no one thought that was possible, but then he did it. He proved everyone wrong.
Yeah, that should be recognized and celebrated.
It really should be. Like, that's monumental. No one thought like you could go lower than Jar Jar. Like, but he did it.
Did. I'd say they did it twice.
Who's the other one?
Ray.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just
Holdo. She's pretty lame.
Oh, Holdo's pretty bad. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I'd say Holdo's worse than Jar Jar.
Oh my God. I mean, and this new character is going to be the worst of all. Caro is going to be I'm going to make so much money. We're all like, we're going to make so much money, Jeff. And Dylan, if you join us and do Star Wars content, you're going to make so much money too.
I heard Lena Dunham is playing Caro.
Please, God, no. Actually,
She related to Jabba?
Don't even joke about that. Please let it be true.
See that?
we will rake it in. I can't even imagine how much money we would make if Lena Dunham joined the Star Wars.
Oh, I wish it would happen.
And she'd join her boyfriend from Girls, who's Kylo Ren.
Ugh.
That was a mess. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show Girls, but
Nope.
the guy who plays Kylo Ren will forever be remembered by me, at least, as a boy who gave it to Lena Dunham in the butt in the first episode.
He bent her over a couch.
It was so disgusting. No, he made her wait. He bent her over and said, "Hang on a second, wait here," and then she waited there in the position.
What was that choice, really?
I'd have never come back.
I mean, I can't, like, just the vomit. It didn't stop. Like,
What is Lena Dunham really going to do in that situation? Of course she's going to wait.
She won't be in that situation.
Ain't going nowhere. Nerf Pilot says there's going to be a 1 hour Caro unboxing live stream. I think there'll be several of them, probably one by each of us.
Would you ship Caro and Rose Tico?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I did a 1 hour Rose Tico unboxing video. It's just 1 hour of me unboxing Rose Ticos.
Why?
I think that's pretty. I mean, that's. I feel like why wasn't it 2?
Yeah, well, no, it will be. I'm gonna loop it and make it 8 hours. I mean, that's what people are requesting. It's basically like a lava lamp. Somebody said or like a Yule log. So you put
The meme. You gotta make it 10 hours. That's the meme.
And
If you
Do like
wear-
a 10-hour loop of you unboxing Rose Tico, and then upload it.
Ethan, if you wear oven mitts while you're unboxing them, it'll take longer and it can make it last longer.
Well, I actually switched it up a little bit because I want to get through more of them. But yeah, it's got 20,000 views on it.
How many Rose Ticos do you have in your house?
So many right now. Last night I was doing a live stream where if you kicked me, I would cut her head off with scissors on camera. So people were doing that. They were doing super chats, and I would.
God damn it! I'm gonna rip you off.
Wow.
I got a whole stack of these fucking things to get rid of.
Yeah, like tip me $20. I'll cut Rose Tico in half, and people were happy to do that. It was, you make your money back and then some. This is just good business.
Why do you think I fucking made a video where I went and kicked one over at a Kroger?
Yeah, and yours did really good. That video is doing great.
You think the best one I had this week has like 250,000 views though about the Last Jedi Blu-ray? So thank you for making me get that piece of shit.
I'm telling you, I knew it. And people say that to me. They're like, "Why? Why do you spend money on this?" I'm like, "You guys have to understand. We make money off of this. Like, you don't."
Hey, you gotta jump off. Yeah, Papa Sargoy's calling. I gotta jump, but dude, thank dudes. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you,
That's Jeremy.
It was nice. It was nice to meet you, Jeremy.
Good to meet you, man.
Phil, thanks, Chad, for putting up with me, and I look forward to Cyberfrog.
Right on, brother.
Enjoy your paleo.
I will.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's great. And I'll tell you something. He is taking down Hasbro via Magic the Gathering. It is something else. The Magic the Gathering banned him from ever attending any live tournaments, and he has made it. And basically, for his politics, he's made it his crusade to punish them for that and expose them. He found pedophiles within their ranks, and he is giving them hell like you wouldn't believe. So, if you haven't subscribed to the quartering, now is the time to subscribe and enjoy that content. And guys, at this point, I think we should call it a night. We did this for a good 2 hours almost. That's not so bad, or an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, 90 minutes is that golden window.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, these people who stream for like 4 hours, I can't do it. I don't understand. Everyone, I want to thank you all. Kay Brady, thank you for tossing us at $9.99 here. You are a genius, UBS. This Christmas, just have a few hours of Rose Tico unboxing along our favorite Christmas songs. New Yule log. I will do that for you guys. That's how much I love you. I want to thank Cecil. I want to thank Dylan. He is Real Comic Book Gamer. And I want to thank, of course, Jeff. Thanks for coming over and doing this on my channel. I do appreciate you.
Anytime. Once World Class Bullshitters gets everything worked out, we'll figure it out. We'll get the High Council rolling one of these days.
We got to do it. We got to do it. Thanks, guys. Everyone in the chat, have a great night, and we'll see you again next Tuesday at 9.
Good night, everyone.
See you guys.
Via con Dios.